Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend.
Welcome to Shady Acres. It is us right here. We are here at the Golden Guys. We got the crew together right now. I'm going to do the quick introduction. I am JD Comics. It's Tuesday night on the Comic Core. If you like what you see, please like, subscribe, and do all that stuff. I never really did that before, but I've been asked to do that a little bit, and I apologize to there. And make sure you
like button.
All four of these guys' Instagrams and their YouTube channels, and make sure you subscribe to them and enjoy their content as well. I am JD, and we are here as your Dorothy, and let me introduce right down here, our Betty White.
How are you doing, everybody? Konnichiwa. From inside the Japanese toy shop. Just my
little Japanese shop over there.
My little office / closet. Yeah. But happy to be here. I've been, believe it or not, getting into the auctions that are coming up.
Yeah,
well, I'm working again. It doesn't seem so bleak, and we'll see what happens.
That's true. I have myself. I've already spent what I was going to buy on one book at the auction on some original art in the last 3 days. I've gotten I got two amazing pieces coming. One Tom Palmer full-on ridiculous piece,
and I'm sure DS is loaded from.
Well, that's where we're gonna introduce DS down here in the bottom corner over here. What'd you do?
What's up? I've been losing auctions for months and months, nights. So welcome to the scene. I've been working the whole time, and my situation hasn't changed with all the craziness that went on last year. But look, there is a never-ending slew of awesome Golden Age books in these auctions, just weekly and monthly. It's insane. It's so much good stuff. So it's just so fun, and we're going to cover some of that stuff tonight. So I'm excited to check it out.
Excellent. And we wouldn't be done as the Golden Guys if we didn't have a Sophia for today. And today's Sophia is the Great Legend.
Man, it's great to be here, coming at you live from the Golden Guys' hottest show on Tuesday nights you're ever going to see in the comic book community over here on the Comic Core. So just like Michael, our good friend Nicevole, said earlier, man, hammer that damn thumb button like you're playing a video game, man.
There you go.
Because we're always coming at you live, aren't we, JD?
Exactly. Well, we've had some interesting things happening in the Golden Age we're going to get up to. Brand new prices. We have new records being set literally as we speak. And I will tell you that I didn't think I'd be off this much, but I'm not shocked as much as I am kind of disappointed because I thought I should have been able to. I thought the guy really wanted the book of books, and I gave him a price what I think it would go for. I said, you should be safe around that price. Saved up for it, put in the bid. Outbid within about a half hour. And that once he put in that bid, it started to jump up, and it doesn't, he was the high bid, and then not so much high bid anymore.
What auction house are you talking about?
This was Comic Link, which we're going to get into. We're going to go over the Comic Heritage. We're going to go over to Heritage and Comic Link. I don't think we're going to talk Comic Connect because I know people are waiting for their books from the November and October auction still. So we're going to let that one just go. If you want to check them out.
From October?
Yep. I've heard.
You got to call them.
I have people calling me saying it's ridiculous, but
they got to call the phone every day.
Yep. And they, I really, I think I'm just, I kind of don't deal with them anymore. I think we can get the same books, same art. The problem is the artwork he has is sometimes really good, but As we say, if you're not happy dealing with business with somebody, no matter what they have, let it go. So let's get into this really quick. We'll talk about.
You mean like the song?
I'm sorry?
Like the song?
Let it go.
I have a 5-year-old daughter and don't even think about starting singing that crap.
Oh,
Let's go into it right now. Let me introduce this. Actually, you know what, Legend? You see that chat there?
oh yes, I do, JD.
Let me
Yes, I
see
do.
if you can do that magic chat thing you do so well.
Just like the old days, man. Chris Barrett is in the house saying holla, holla, golden guys. Man, I thought that dude, you too white to be Teddy Long in the chat, Chris Barrett. And we got Mr. Gretzky. Man, it's great to see our good friend Matt and Mr. Gretzky in the house. Anthony Purdue. Dude, Anthony, it's been a long time, but it's great to see Anthony Purdue in the house in action. Hey, we got DS Comics in the chat too. So fans, you're seeing the DS Comics on your screen right now is the same DS Comics in the chat. He doesn't have one of those PR teams, not yet, that does his chats for him. That's the real guy chatting with you. NC Slapjack's in the house. Great to see NC. Ka-chung. Craig Turk. Oh, okay. He's new to Golden Age and just started. All right. Well, Craig, man, enjoy the show. You're going to enjoy it, man. You're going to learn a lot about the Golden Age. We got Mac Daddy Austin 109, a humongous fan of the Golden Age. Who else we got? Oh, Jambo. What's up, Jambo? Jambo's in the house. And we also have none other than Knights of Old.
I had to say hi in the chat.
You know, I got to get on my phone and I'll send this chat the messages.
We're very happy to be here. Thank you, everybody, for commenting and everything else. I hope you enjoy the show.
I've been watching some of Jambo's videos.
Ooh, that was a little Matrixy right there.
A little Force Awakens.
Force Awakens thing going on there. So,
Did you see Jambo's videos?
I have them queued up for tonight after we're done.
It's cool. Good.
I have 6 videos queued up ready for to watch after we're done. That's usually what I do when I'm done with this. I wind down after doing the show. But let's get into the show right now. I think we're gonna go over. Let's go over Comic Link first, and then we'll go over the big ones later on. Hope you guys enjoy it. By the way, we got the great Legend here.
Show and tell. How about a little show
and
and
what about?
Oh yeah, we'll do a show. Sorry. I forgot to do the most important part of the show. Is anybody pick up anything? Anybody want to show anything?
But what happened to Legend's beard?
Beard?
Yeah, man. Sometimes I gotta just change it up a little bit. You know, man. I don't know what's going on. I've been having some skin issues, getting a lot of dry skin. You know, get a little crinkly out here in the Texas cold, that dry cold.
How long did you have the beard for?
Not long. I mean, maybe a month. I mean, it just grows.
You shaved
so
it a couple of
fast.
months ago, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
but I mean, you were full out, for a long time. It seemed like.
Yeah. Now the full out ones take a lot longer, but just usually regular is like a month. Like DS is the perfect beard. Like that's the size I like, just the optimum. Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I go Merlin.
Yeah, he's more of a neckbeard guy than me.
I'm all that. I don't even put a razor on my skin. I get clippers. I get the number 1 attachment or the small.
Okay. Yeah.
And I buzz it, and then I don't touch anything. I just let it go, and then I buzz it again. I'm not putting a razor on my skin. I'm not shaving. I just buzz it down, and then when it grows out too much, I buzz it down again.
Nice.
That's what I do.
All right. So, who wants to? Anybody have anything to show? I want to see what DS picked up. Here we go. You going on the big screen?
This is not a new book, but here's the deal. I think I've shown this one before.
Ah, yes.
Oh, yeah. It's got a little glue on it, which, whatever, I didn't even contact the seller. It's not a huge deal because it's such a cool book, and it really is a nice copy. I'm sending this out this week to get that removed and get it cleaned up a little bit, and then off to CGC. So, yeah, hopefully in another month or so, probably have this back to show, hopefully in a blue CGC holder. I think probably around 4.0-ish.
Nice.
Last time I'll show it before it gets back in its plastic tomb.
I was going to ask you, you're humidity chamber it?
Evil man.
No, I'm sending it off to professional to get the glue removed. I'm not going to mess with it.
Oh, okay, you are.
So while he has it, I'm gonna have him fix the spine roll
Yep.
and clean it up and press it and get it nice. And
you
then
want-
when I go back, I'll show it when it comes back, and we'll see how it is. But you can see the spine is rolled a little bit there.
Can I see the date mark with the oil pen?
Yeah, are you
Yeah.
gonna get that one?
I'm a big fan of this because the years are usually on there.
You can't see the year on it though.
Oh, all right.
January
But
25th.
January 25th. It's pretty good. Looks like a great copy right
You-
there. I mean, it
you'll
really
know-
is a good
you'll know
copy of
the
that book.
year
Are you
once
gonna get
the
that removed
CGC
yet?
labels on it.
Yeah, I want to get that off. I mean, if it was readable, I would leave it, but I can't even read what the year is. So I mean, it's yeah. But the colors are really good on this copy. It's a nice copy. It's super tough to find this book anyway. All these all news are tough. So yeah, hopefully I get this back. If I get this back, it'll go with
You'll
my
be
own.
able to find out the year once you see the CGC label. It'll have the year on it, but then you got to like you look at it. It looks like the damn letter A. You know.
I have a question about so I never used any of these middlemen, whatever you call those
Welcome, John.
organists or whatever. But so you send it to them and then they ship it to CGC? Is that how it works?
Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'll do the invoice online, and I'll do the submission form online and print it out, put it with the book, and then instead of sending it to CGC, I'll send it to this guy, and then when he's done, he can send it direct to the CGC.
Oh, okay. And is he going to also check for any additional restoration?
He will, yeah. I'm sending it to Sanderson Studios, Kenny Sanderson.
Oh, great restoration.
Is that the one on IGs does a lot
He's
of?
on IG, yeah, I think it's under Sanderson Studios.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does work for me before. He worked on my Terrific 5, that low grade. He got the spine roll out of that, which is really delicate. So yeah, I trust him to do a good job. He's an eminent pro, and I'll send him this book and see what he can do with it. But yeah, next time it comes back, it'll be in a CGC holder.
How fast does he do it?
I think he's quick. He's diligent. He works at stuff diligently, so I think it's quick. It's not some major leaf casting job, you know what I mean? This is probably will take him, it's half a day of work for this. So he'll probably crank it out pretty quick. But this is the kind of book, it's a PC book. I don't really care how long it takes, honestly. I'll just send it to him, and whenever he's done, he's done. I won't even check how long it's been. He'll keep me posted.
And do you get an estimate first?
Of price?
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I just send it to him. I trust him. I mean, that Terrific 5, I think he charged me like $50 or something, less than that. I think I gave him more than what he asked for because I felt like he did such a good job. He deserved more. Yeah, I mean, it'll be $100 or less. You know what I mean? For
and
sure.
do those guys, do they try to give you what they assume the grade will be?
I don't usually ask for it. The only type of update I'll ask for is, what did you find? Is it fixable? And then is it going to structural issues? Is it going to cause the cover to be detached? Do you want me to do this if it detaches the cover or not? That type of thing. But as far as what the grade is, I don't really need an estimate from somebody. I think it's probably 4.0.
Good.
Cool.
Good grade.
Yeah, well, he'll give me updates on the issues, and before he does anything that could have repercussions with the book, he'll let me know, and we'll discuss it. So yeah, he's good.
I'm betting on a book right now that I'm probably going to win, so I'm excited. So, speaking of, anybody else have anything to show real quick?
I got one to show right here.
This
one was an awesome deal. This book I saw on eBay for $3,500 a while back, maybe like 6 months ago, pretty long time ago. I told the guy, I pay for it all right now, $3,000. And he says, no, I just can't part with it. So I kind of did some more research on it, kind of to see what it really is worth. And sure enough, the GPA on the book was 3,500, and he was the last owner, I guess. So, and he was selling it for 3,500. So I said, okay, well, and he said maybe he'll send me something down the line. Anyways, 3 months later passed. He says, hey, I'm selling the book at a lower price if you want to, take a stab at it. He didn't sell it at the, I want I wanted that $500 off, but he got $250 off, so it was $32.50, and I got it. And it's an upgrade to my other book that I have, and it's Master Comics 22. Just a great book right here. It's a lot higher.
Hang on, let me put on the big
Look
screen.
at those colors.
Yeah, nice.
My other grade was a 2.0. Good CBCS 2.0 from the Frank Bruner collection. If you know your Dr.
Strange,
His
yeah.
old Bruner pedigree. So that Bruner pedigree will be on good old, eBay probably pretty soon, or eBid. I always try to put the stuff on eBid. Put the big boys on eBid first, as you don't get screwed for the.
If you want to avoid some fees, let me know.
What is eBid?
It's like another auction site that you can. It's ebid.net. It's started over in the UK.
I never even heard of that.
Yeah, check it out. They do have comics on there, but the problem is it just doesn't get the foot traffic that eBay does. But if you become a member over there, a lifetime member, it's like $50 for lifetime. You get
eBid.
to sell unlimited stuff on there, and there's no fees. There is one fee. If you put your picture in the search results, that's like 3%. Your final fee is like 3%. But if you say, screw it, and you don't care about that, they can still click on the title of the auction and see your pictures and everything like that. But I think it's pretty good, and might help the buyers, too, that I sell to.
Nice.
So
Well-
we'll see. If not, I can sell it on eBay. But yeah, man, good to get this bad boy.
What about Instagram?
With this bad boy here, I don't know about that IG. I see
I-
these folks. I don't know about all that.
Why don't we think about, because it's a CBCS or a CGC?
CBCS 2.0.
Can't do it on CGC site, but the people, a lot of new buyers on CGC's website have been paying. It's almost been a lot more takes that even some of the take guys who usually are first to act are losing out now, and they're getting pissed.
Oh.
Yeah, especially, I got a guy who somebody said, "Do you believe this guy actually paid that guy's price?" I'm like, "Are you jealous?" He goes, "Yeah, I wanted to buy it, but I wanted to try to work a deal." So while he's working a deal in the PM, this guy just says, "I'll take it."
So some of the new dudes are paying the big boy prices.
Oh yeah, people are buying books. So the first thing I'm going to show to everybody is we're going to go over Comic Link's auction for the Golden Age books only. We're going to talk a little bit about. We're going to go for not just the top ones. We're going to go through maybe about a page and a half, maybe 2 pages. We'll discuss some of the books that we think are, whether we don't really call them keys in the Golden Age. They are keys, but they're just collectible books and higher collectability versus lower collectability.
And when is this auction ending?
These auctions are, I think they're ending just before the weekend, so Friday into Saturday probably.
Yeah, and it'll go into next week too. They do it at night up until like 11, and then they have the next day, and then they take the weekend off, and then they do Monday, Tuesday, and those weeks.
Weekend off.
Big fan. I'm a big fan. And finally,
Yeah, they don't do bids on the weekends. They do
The weekend, but it'll roll over Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
You think that's a good strategy?
Yeah, because they're not competing with anybody, which is probably good for them. Especially on the weekend, because there's always Heritage on the weekends, and not only Heritage is running their feature auction right now, but they run an auction every week as well. And you have the My Comic Connect, or was it My Comic Collect? Yeah, My Comics, Alamos, whatever the guys down in Texas.
My comic shop.
My Comic Shop, they do theirs.
Yeah, I forgot they got their auctions that run.
Yeah, every week. Usually there's nothing really. There's good books on there you can find, and there's usually some good prices, and to each his own. But
I like Comic Link's format the best because it's always in prime time. It starts at like 8 and it goes till like 11 or 12 or whatever. They don't do it on the weekends, and then it picks back up on the weekdays in prime time. The Heritage features, man, they start those, Wednesday afternoon. People are working.
Yeah,
and
awful.
They run that Sunday night auction when I work on Sunday nights. I can't follow it. So yeah, I like Comic Link's format the best.
Okay.
Yes, it's like you set the timer, to go to the bathroom, and then
Look at that. I got one of those right here.
Oh, nice.
So
there he is.
But mine is the discount price.
nice. Well, we have 2 copies, don't we?
Maybe.
Maybe. So let's go over some Wonder Woman 1 right now. Here's something that's we got a blue label, first original owner collection, which is intriguing. I want to show it right now because there's 3 O's and there's 3 O's, and this one has some beautiful cover. I mean, you want to talk about a presenting 3O.
Oh, I think I know. Was this the one with the messed up back cover?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not so much in the back. I've seen this. I know they're saying it's original owner collection, but we've seen this book recently out there. Now, this is unrestored. I mean, it's a Wonder Woman 1. Let's be honest. It's in the top 10. I always say you can link the Sensation 1 and the Wonder Woman 1 together with the All-Star 8. It's which one do you want? Which one do you think is the one you want? You have first appearance, first title, and what I consider Sensation 1 the best looking cover. But this, not knocking this one at all. It's Pfeffer. It's great. I think the horse looks great. I love the contrast of the soldiers. You have the different our old buddy right there, and it's better than the movie. So we'll just say right that. And I think this is a great looking 3O. And now we get into the nitty gritty. 12,500 for a 3O. It's not going to end there.
Zoom in on sucker.
Where do we think? Where do you want me to zoom in?
And I want to see that closer.
The book?
Yeah.
Hey, can we get rid of our faces?
If you want me to, yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, let's get rid of our faces.
All right.
Let's go no faces in honor of Bub's Comics that's in the chat right now. It's great to see Bub tonight here.
Well, there's
live.
there's a reason those guys don't have faces. They don't have faces that look like me.
That's classic, Jay.
There we go. Here we are. Let's bring this one up here. All right, there we go. And let's zoom in a little bit here. How's that?
That's great, dude.
Okay, so here we got first appearance of Ares, which is the villain in the first Wonder Woman. Also a dually listed god. Also Marvel adopted one in the 90s. They brought in their Ares. Right here, a complete 64-page issue. It looks really good. I mean, the corners are great. You can't
I just see the Joker.
We're not seeing the Wonder Woman. We're seeing the Joker one.
Oh, okay.
It opens up a new window. If you clicked on it, it opens up.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Let me fix that. All right, so I won't click on it. We'll just do this. How's that?
Well, yeah. Okay.
Is it working?
You could share. You just have to share your screen again, but in a different way. But yeah,
I'll do it right here. Here we go.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, no, it keeps clicking it. So,
there's Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I don't want to mess around with that too much.
All right. You could just make that bigger. Yeah.
Here's what I'll do. I will change the sharing into this. Give me 1 second right here. And give me 1 second. Stop share screen. Good seeing everybody again. And let's grab, I think it's this one, right? How's that look?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think you're going to find a better look in 3.0 for cover wise. I don't think you will. I'll be flat honest with you. I don't see the look. It looks like high. I mean, this is high, like 665 on the cover. Just cover based on cover alone, 665 easily, possibly even a 7. I only see the tick right over here. And I see probably a little miswrap here. If they're probably dim a little ding there. Not much spine wear that feeds into it. I mean, there's some you can see down here.
The staples look a little roughish.
Yeah, around the staple, it looks a little rush for a book from, let's be honest.
What's going on at the top there?
80 years old. There's just a little pencil. Nothing wrong at the top. There's a little mark here. I don't know if that's on the slab or not. So I didn't want to indicate it. I can't really tell if it's a little cutout. If I was buying it, I would pay for the, grader's notes and find out everything more about the book. But I can just tell you that the back of it
looks. What's the page quality on this?
Page quality was off, cream to off white.
All right. Yeah, it looks nice. What's the back cover look like?
Not so good. Back cover, that's missing. There's this staining and there's that is missing. There is also, which is a great back cover, by the way. Just a lot of damage there, a lot of dust. I mean, this probably could have been cleaned. may not have helped.
Yeah, I mean, there's chunks missing up top on that one corner.
Right here.
The missing piece is what drops it to a 3. So I don't mind that at all for a 3.0. That's all right.
I think this is the nicest presenting 3.0 of any book I've seen in a while. So.
And I love it when there's a back problem like that.
Oh,
yeah. Get a discount, big discount.
Well, I don't think you're getting much of a discount, so let's go over that right now. Where do we think this one's going to end?
Well,
Oh my God.
if it stayed here, you'd be getting a discount.
Right. We've got 12 days to go.
I don't know about 20, but
I'd
say at least 15.
Okay,
I think 2025 on that.
I'm thinking I'm with TS. I'm actually going to say even higher. I'm going with the current hype. I'm going to go to $33,000.
No way.
I'm just saying, it's a hard to find book. It's a Wonder Woman one, and it's a beautiful presenting book. Someone may try to fix that. Maybe do something with that back. You never know with this book. There aren't as many of them as we think. Just so happens to be, and to look like that with those colors and that presentation and the hype of the book and the way other books are going, I can easily see this break that 30,000 barrier pretty rapidly.
You could get a 3.5 on eBay right now for $35K. But
I'm saying this is a better book.
Colors.
I'm saying this is the better book.
Yeah.
So, and the 35K is probably closer. Well, I mean, the 3.5 is, and I hate to say this, the $10,000 point, whatever it is. It is, but it isn't. When it gets to this 3 level, I didn't think $25,000 was. It's going to blow past that probably soon. We'll keep an eye on it. Keep every abreast of it. We've got till the 25th. We're going to go through this one pretty quick because we really want to get into the heritage one. But that's what I was showing.
These up on eBay though. I mean, that's the one problem. Like we were talking earlier today in the chat, if this was the only Wonder Woman that has come up all year, or like, you barely see this, I think it would go for higher. But right now, I mean, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 on eBay right now.
How many
ones on eBay?
Didn't like that movie, and then they want to get rid of that damn book.
Yeah, that could be that. That could be the case. Let me stop the share right now, and let's go back. Let's go down the line. Let me know if you want me to bring on one of the other titles here, but let's go back to the actual.
I was gonna say there's a nice 7.0 on eBay right now, but it's got brittle pages.
Ooh, dangerous.
He's not going to get 110
Just
for that.
too risky.
No, I'm going to get 110,000 for that.
It's not brittle. It's white pages.
Oh, is it?
7.0 white pages. Yeah.
Oh,
wake up the neighbors on that one.
My eyesight's going brittle.
Yeah.
7.0 white.
All right, so that is a very, very nice.
All of a sudden, it is worth 110. Honestly.
Yeah.
I think so.
I mean, it might not be, but it's close. You know what I mean?
He's not being crazy.
Right.
All right. So next book, Tech 168 from 1951, the first origin of the Joker. Pretty popular book. 9 days to go in this bad boy. It is a 3.0. I don't have my glasses on, so I got to check that page quality.
Brittle. It's brittle. It's brittle.
Off-white to white, it looks like, or off-white pages. That's a little. That's
book.
Yeah. I mean, it's a 1951 detective books. There's a lot out there. $8,000 is 9 days to go. It's a lot higher than I thought it was, but I don't see it moving much farther than this. I say
6
maybe
on eBay right now.
What?
There's 6 of them on eBay right now.
Yeah, this is a book. Look, 2 years ago, this book was not to be found anywhere. It was very rare to see it come up for sale. And then, like, people who were just getting into comics, like, they'd hear about it, and nobody's ever seen one type of thing unless you've been in the game a while. And then a couple low grades came up and went crazy price-wise. And then all of a sudden, they're just all over the place. And it's an easy book to find, but it's still selling because there's heavy demand, but it's still selling as if it's tough to find. And they're all over the place. This book is not rare at all. But yeah, I think 8,000 is probably legit on that. That's about where I think it'll be. Maybe 8 to 10. It's not going to go much higher.
Yeah, I don't think it. I apologize. I personally don't think it should break the 10 barrier because of the quantity that I've seen recently. But DS is 1,000 times right. I think right around the Heath Ledger movie, this was one of those that were you just even it was a unicorn. Interesting. We have the 6th Batman appearance next. After that, the Detective 32 from 1939. No Batman on the cover other than the little blue cowl up on the top. 5-0, currently 32.55, 9 days to go. I don't know much about this book. It's someone wants to fill in. I do like the cover. I think if it was without a Batman, it would probably be about a $1,200 book. But
5.0 is pretty high though for a detective that old.
Yeah, I usually see. I follow these non-Batman cover texts, like these earlier ones that don't have Batman on the cover. 6 to 7 grand for a 5.0 seems like where it is, depending on the issue. But I think 6 or 7 maybe on that.
You can get an 8.0, or no, sorry, you can get a 5.0 that's slightly brittle for about. Well, he's asking 8,000.
Yeah, I don't think it's that much.
I don't think that's
That
reasonable.
classic cover there on Detective 122.
Right,
Yeah,
122, first Catwoman cover. One of the most best looking yellow covers because I love the fact that you have the green cape, the purple. I of all the Batman, of all the Catwoman covers, I know it's the first, but this is the one that I would have of the Golden Age right there.
Dude, me too.
And currently a 5.5, which is the grade I'm known for. Currently 31.75. I kind of think this probably will go higher than. I'm going to say this probably is going to double by the close.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely under. Like, here's the thing: if you're a Catwoman fan, someone's gonna own this book once this auction's over with. That person could be you. It just all depends on how much money you want to spend.
Right. Next book here. I'm going to let DS take this one.
Well, I just have a question. So, can you snipe these?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I do on Comic Link.
But like with a sniping program.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't rely on robots to do my dirty work. So
me neither, dude. I'm live like DS. I get on there. I got the web.
I'll wake up and I'll make sure I fall asleep just before my book ends every year.
Tabs are already open.
I'm the master of the. All right, I only got 5 minutes to go. Let me watch it. And I'm falling asleep, and next thing you know, I'm out. I'm asleep.
E-snipe all the way.
But let's go over this book here with GS. Why don't you take the lead on this one?
Well, this is a good one because it's the first and only Scarecrow cover appearance in the Golden Age. The Batman villains are popular, and whenever they're on the cover, they go for a little extra. And not only one of the first appearances of those villains is on the cover, and that's the Riddler. So this is a very sought-after book because it's the only Scarecrow cover in the Golden Age. Pretty tough book, and even when I do see it, it's beat. It's usually very low grade. So a 4.0, it looks like off-white. Looks like a 4.0 off-white. Yeah, that's a really solid copy of that book. Price-wise, I don't know. That's going to go higher than people think because it's such a nice copy.
Does it break
3 on eBay right now, which usually you don't see that many.
What are the grades on eBay, though? They're probably all beat, right?
Well, one's a 6.0, which is really sharp.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Fantastic.
What's he asking for? 13?
1,500.
No,
really?
15,000. 15,000. Sorry.
The last time I saw a book above a 6 of this trade was for 13,000.
And then there's a 4.5. He's asking 5.5. Starting bid. That's a bid though. And then there's another one that's been bidding for a while now. It's going to end in 5 days. A 1.0. Pretty nice. Not too bad. 1.0. The photo's a little wacky, but it's right now it's at 3,000 and it's a 1.0.
I mean,
I think this one probably, I don't know, 8 to 10. It's a pretty nice copy.
I'm not a fan of the Scarecrow, but if you are a fan of the Scarecrow and you got a little cash to spend, this is the book for you.
Yeah.
Detective 73.
I think the 4.5 on eBay is nicer than this one.
Oh, okay.
What
Now
is there's some
I
kind of
think-
stain on the left or something.
Yeah,
What's the deal
foxing,
with
right? Looks
4.5?
foxing.
Where's the 4.5 on eBay going?
Right now it's at $5,500.
Is it a buy it now?
Foxing.
Starting bid.
Oh, starting bid. I'm like, that's not a buy it now.
And
Because
it's
I will tell you, this book is probably going to break the 7,000 mark.
only got 3 days to go.
Yeah, I don't think that book is going to get anywhere. I think that book's another $7,000 book. This is probably just maybe 6,500 for this would be a DS. You know this book. Is that about right? 6,500 for something like this?
I think if you get this copy for 6,500, that's a good price. I think it'll be higher than that.
And you'll be able to tell because when this thing ends, this will end before the comic link. So
Right.
Yeah.
you can really tell.
And I think that's also slowing down the bidding on this one is all the ones that are on eBay.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Because they're not going to bid on this until they are outbid on that one on eBay.
Now, this book here is one of my top 10 Captain America covers. Always
Really?
had as my yes. I love the fact that they've got Bucky in the zombie mode, and this is kind of a dark GA Captain America early #3 from 1941, and you get the best duo of the Golden Age and Timely, Simon and Kirby. 3-0, and I'm going to let Knights take this one.
Well, I mean, sorry to say, but it's in one of my top 10 probably worst Cap covers.
Is it the Shield?
I've got the Nazis on there, so that's good. And it is a Kirby one, so that's good. But 3.0, I don't know. I think, is that in an oversized hole?
It is.
It looks like it's in the almost the
Magazine holder.
magazine one.
So
Yeah.
that's, some people, don't appreciate that. I would say, it's
if I get
it's
something
about
like
fair
that,
price now. So whatever extra it gets on this is up to whoever's bidding. I don't know how many of these have, that run 1 through 10 is probably the most popular Cap run because that's all the Kirby and Simon issues.
Mhm.
So if you're not, that's a very sought after run. The ones after that are, just the various Schomburg covers that spread the whole gambit of the Caps.
Okay. Now,
Yeah, I don't know if it's just me or not. You guys can tell me, but when you have a slabbed book like this in the auction and it says original owner collection, once a book is slabbed, I don't really care if it's an original owner collection. The only time that matters to me is if you're buying raw books. And original owner collection means they're all going to be consistently in the same type of condition. And they're not going to have, if one doesn't have a lot of wear, most of them are not going to have a lot of wear. They're going to be consistent condition issues for the whole collection. Once it's slabbed and it's Universal 3.0, what do I care if it's an original owner book at that point? I already know it's got what the condition is.
Well, I mean,
it's a selling point for the auction house, but I agree. Original owner would only matter if I bought the whole collection.
I don't know. I think it matters because, nowadays, everyone's sending them off to squeeze some extra bucks by getting this, that, or that done to it. And, they often get them blue labeled. So if you know that it's original owner, then maybe no monkey business.
And
Yeah, but when you have to resell it or something down the road, what are you going to tell people? It's original owner book, and it's just a book in a slab. You can't tell it from any other book in a slab. There's nothing about it that screams original owner. It's just a book in a slab.
Well, I'm just saying for your own sake.
I overall, this book, I don't see it going that much farther than where it is. Maybe 3,500.
You could get a pretty nice conserve copy for a little over 9,000, which I think is over aggressive on eBay, of course.
One thing I believe about the whole original owner deal is I found out that by doing Legends Live Auction, folks just a lot of times they didn't even care what kind of book that I was selling. The fact that I was just selling that book and they could buy that book, a book from the Great Legends Pedigree, and add it to their own collections, dude, original owner makes a lot of difference, especially if that original owner is the Great Legend.
I also think some people will take that original owner as, hey, it hasn't been monkeyed with, so maybe I can fix it up.
Hell yeah! And plus, you know how I roll with it, Mylar all the way, Mylar.
All right. Now we got Captain America 6.
That's a nice looking copy there.
This is a bargain at its current price by far.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. That should be.
Look at that color, how the white pops on the red, JD. Look at that stunningness.
Yeah, it does look nice.
I mean, this is a classic cover. I don't know if they call it that, but I always remember this as the second punching cover. The
Kirby dynamic cover.
The perspective view of how close the monster who's getting hit is going to fall in your lap. It looks.
Yeah, he's got Nazi swastikas on him, and there's a hanging man in the distance.
Yep. This will be I think there's going to be a run on this book, and I think we break $6,000 is possible. I'm going to do the over under on this one for my purposes. On Knights, I don't know what you think. Yeah. I'm going to do it at 6,000 for Captain America 6.
5999.
Okay.
God, it's the sixth appearance of Captain America, a 5.5. I don't really understand. Personally, I would think this thing would be around 10K. I mean, for any Captain America fan, if I was a Captain America fan, diehard Cap fan, I'd buy that book for 10K.
Well, you could buy it now a 9.0 for 16K.
See, I'd probably buy the 16K one then. I mean,
I'll tell you, the timelies, especially the early timelies in the last several auctions, have been on fire. It wouldn't surprise me to see that break a record for that grade for that book.
We'll keep an eye on that for sure.
The 6.0, 6.5 on eBay for $6,000.
Nice.
Buy it now for 6K. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's not bad, I think.
That's a little higher than I think it's ever sold for at that.
I think it's the best time now because
the problem with Cap is there's so many keys, and this is unfortunately not necessarily one.
Correct.
That's all right.
It belongs to that run, that Kirby run, so it's got that going for it. But
yeah,
now
it's like Carl Barks, Donald Duck. They're not all keys. It's just the fact that he did them. You know,
we're a run collector.
Speaking of he did them here, this is not a Schoenberg Starling Comics like 49. This is a Graham Ingalls. Looks great. Classic Bob Bondage cover. Good girl art with a little bit of dark GA in there. I'm going to have to ask my good friend over here, DS, to take this one. Legend, get ready. You're working on the All Flash next.
All right.
I'll tell you, the fact that this is not a Schomburg is going to keep the price down, but that 9.0 is pretty sweet. But I'll bet you this run surprisingly has a lot of high grades in it. So I'll bet you this is not even in the top 3 graded copies. But it's not a Schomburg. That'll keep it down. I think 4K probably.
Okay, that sounds about right.
It's a high grade and it's a cool book, but it's not. It's missing the Schomburg cool factor, and it's not even close to the highest grade. I'll bet you there's 9.2s, 9.4s, 9.6s out there. There might even be 9.8.
Yeah, these comics, this publisher in particular, we all know they are absolutely. They had great quality books from 46 to like 49, high quality, and that's why we have all those grades. It's a really nice find. The next one,
here's the census on it.
And another thing is that is not your typical Ingalls stuff.
No, it's not an EC. It's not an EC book, right?
There are 7 of those at 9.0. Woo. Then there's 2 at 9.2. There's 3 at 9.4, and there's 1 at 9.6.
Okay.
So it's not even close to the high. It's tied with 6 others for 7th place on the census.
How much will it go for?
I think 4K for that Startling.
Yeah, that's I love that price. I think that's great. The next book here is the All Flash Quarterly one, first solo Flash title. Wally West himself, The Origin Retold. Legend. This has got you written all over it.
Man, this is the classic. I love these kind of Golden Age books. Of course, we know Jay Garrick's first appearance, Flash Comics 1, the big National Comics boom. That was their big one over there. No, what was Yeah, Flash Comics. No, it was Action Comics. Anyway, whatever. Flash Comics, fast ass motherfucker. And then Flash Comics also had a lot of different stories in that book. You know, it's kind of like Fawcett had Wiz Comics, had a lot of different stories. It just wasn't all Captain Marvel. But when the character Jay Garrick got, like JD said, got his own solo title, all the stories in that comic book are Jay Garrick stories. I mean, so if you're old, I mean, I don't know if there's a lot of like all Flash number ones out there. I mean, that book, 2.5, I see it's kind of miswrapped. I don't have the specs on. I can't really
Big
see it real
holder.
close, but it looks like it's a good looking 2.5 though. I mean, so pick your poison. If I was a Jay Garrick, I would have this book in my collection.
Nice.
Regardless.
It's though, as a Flash kind of guy,
I'd rather have Showcase 4, honestly.
Well, yeah, and
Very own.
several appearances of the Flash before this one in Flash Comics, and it's kind of like Punisher War Journal to Punisher.
So they took a long time, I guess, to get to that quarterly one. Then
cool if you're going all out Flash, but
yeah.
And the next book we have is Namora 1. It's the first title of hers, but definitely not her first appearance. And it is an 8.5 timely, which is
nice.
Very, very attractive for people. Current bidding on this one is the year I was born, 1873. Let's go up with this one. I think Knights, you got to take this one.
Well, I mean, I'm always shooting for her earlier appearances. In Marvel Mystery, I believe, what is it, 87 or 85, one of those. So I kind of ignore this one, but there's definitely an allure to when a character has their own name up there in the spotlight. And an 8.5, I mean, that's like super high grade for a Golden Age. So I think you might be competing with someone with a lot of cash.
I'm actually going on the census to see how many are graded higher because I can't think there are that many. If somebody wants to bring, I use a different site than CGC sometimes because I want to see other things. But if I look it up right now, Namora 1, and but first of all, it's not that rare. There are probably quite a few on the census. Let's see, we got 57 on the census, 49 in the blue label. There is a 9.8 that has sold.
9.8.
That 9.8 sold in about 10 years ago, or 12 years ago for $27,000. There is 198, then 292s, 294s, and then 585s. The sale history of this one, the most recent sale was last year, was a 9.2 in July. The 9.2 sold for $9,600. So I'm going to say that this book is probably going to not come close to that because I think that's a little high. I think that's almost ridiculously high for this book because a couple of months before, less than 4, at the same auction house, a 9.0 sold for $55.20. So I'm going to throw it out here that I think that this book probably goes somewhere around the 557. Kind of sticks around that 9.0 level that we originally saw, the 5,500, and I don't think it's going to break that 6,000 because somebody's going to turn around and say, if I just hold on, I could probably get a different book.
What year were those sales in?
Last year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The last 8.5, which I think is actually this book. There is an 8.5. The last 8.5 sold about a year and a half ago. I'm going to look it up right here.
And, to be honest, I mean, it's not her best cover.
3,200. So, no, it's not. I mean, first of all, it's Ken Bald, and it's not Bill Everett. Bill Everett did do the interiors, though. So,
I think the cover on this book stinks. I don't like. Well, I think it's not a key. I don't like this book at all. I mean, I don't know.
So we're gonna pass.
It's her name being up there. That's the best.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, you really have to be hardcore, sort of timely, or a Namora fan. But I just not into it.
Okay, we're going to go over about 5 more books here. Maybe we'll go a little bit longer on this one. Then we're going to get Heritage up. But the next book I'm going to show is the sister to the other book. First Catwoman cover and title, a 5.5.
This cover better.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, this
Page
is
over
this
page.
is the
That was goofy.
better cover of the like I love the folding in, the breaking the fourth wall, that it's a comic book kind of look on it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Very rare for this to happen this early. I mean, yeah, there was some times that Timely did it, and with
Four color
Submariner
red
coming out of
vinyl.
it, and yeah. But for a 1947 book and a 5.5 red cover, which I'm going to explain that is a beautiful looking 5.5 as well. But and I love the grade 5.5 because that's usually what they end up giving me. 1800 is nowhere near where this thing's going to end. I think we break the 3,000 mark on this one without any question.
Very nice 4.5 going for only 2,250 on eBay right now.
I think this one probably goes 800 more to 3,000. That's
So as soon as this gets to like $3,000, that other one's going to disappear.
Yeah, I think this book is undervalued, and I tell people all the time that this book is a great investment because there are a lot of Catwoman fans that want a Golden Age Catwoman cover, and sort of the big boy book Grail entry level that a lot of collectors can realistically target is Batman 42. And this book has a ton of room to grow. It's really undervalued in my opinion. I think this has a lot of room to grow in the coming years.
What year is the other one that we saw?
Same year.
Same year.
Yeah, 47. I think was the same year. Wow. Yeah, they both came out almost the same time.
Well, see, that one's so much more expensive because it's the first overall cover.
Correct.
And I think a lot of characters or a lot of collectors like 42 because it's a really good cover. It's her first in title, and it says it's a Batman title. There's a lot of allure for this for players that can't necessarily go after the tech issue. That this one has a lot of room to grow, and I've been seeing it. I've been seeing this book's price. I follow it all the time over the last few years, and the price goes up every time there's a sale. I think it's a great book.
All right, now I'm going to have to take this one.
I almost feel that one on eBay is a good deal.
On this book here, I've been shopping for one of these for quite some time. This is definitely right now one I'm bidding on. I'm not going to say that I'm not signed in because I don't want to show you everybody what I'm bidding on, but I don't do that. But what it is here, this is Superman number 6, 1940, classic cover. This is a 5.5. This is outside of the early run of Superman, the first 10 and the actions. This is, I know, not an action cover or anything else like that, but a lot of the covers for Superman that I like that are what they call pinups, whether it be Neil Adams' famous 233, the first of the new run of that Neil Adams classic cover. Thank you very much, DS, for that one. Again, my kid, it hangs on the wall. I am going to probably have to get it slabbed eventually because that book skyrocketed as well. I got such a great deal on it too. Thank you again.
Yeah, you're welcome.
The other ones are the ones with the American flag with the black background and busting through, and of course Action 1 and Superman 1, the back of Superman 1. I have seen this book and I've been debating on this price for a little bit. There are a few in the census here that I've seen that are better quality, and that's not my favorite looking 5.5, but it does have a lot of appeal to it. It looks like it's possibly, has. I mean, I've heard stories that there are random copies of this one, but there's nothing higher than a 9.0. I'll tell you that right now. There are only two. There are 200. There's a lot of copies, but there's nothing higher than a 9.0. This is the most common grade for this book. So I've seen a lot of 5.5s. I think on this book, I think we're talking on a 5.5 for this one. I'm probably going to have to say probably around the 3,200 range is probably where I'm thinking. I don't want to pay that, but I have to be honest with everybody here. I think 33,000, 3,200 is probably where it could be. Anything higher than that. Again, there are 23 5.5s out there. And recently this year, actually, this lovely year, a recent one sold on eBay on a best offer for 2,200. It was a 4.0 and a prettier looking copy of a 4.0 that needs a bath. It is ugly and dirty as hell. So I wouldn't have jumped on this 4.0. I would have waited for a better copy, which was what I did. This ended and this was a Christmas discussion I had. Not decided against it, and I'm watching this one personally. So I do love this book. What do you guys think? If you guys want to talk about what you think about, by the way, I'm not discussing the next book.
JD, your Superman right here. The thing about it is, it's going to be a little pricey, but hey, if you put the money down, this is the kind of book that is not going to go down, man, because
Right.
Superman, that's your first hero right there. It's always going to be here to stay, and you're going to be making money in the long run.
Exactly. 12 days to go. I honestly think it's probably going to go higher than 3,200, but that's my number. That's my cap, I would say.
I would go for the raw one on eBay.
I wouldn't. I don't trust it.
Too risky. Yeah.
I don't buy raw books before 1945 ever anymore. I've never been bonus. We're skipping this book because I hate it.
Depends
we're going to go to my second favorite book of the Superman run. The one that I probably am also aggressively going after, because I am going after 2 Superman books. This is the other one here, Superman 24. Again, you talked to this original owner collection. That doesn't mean much to me like it doesn't to DS, because if it was a Pedigree, I'd care a little bit more. The book itself, if you just want to look at it real carefully, this 6.0 is more of what I'm more interested than that 5.5, to be honest with you. There are better grades of this book, obviously, and I've seen this book out there, and it's not the best drawn Superman. It's actually very awkward. He's squished, it looks like. I don't like this, but it has the new Superman title with that 3-dimensional block lettering, which kind of makes it a little more attractive to me as far as being the Superman that I grew up with, the Christopher Reeve and everything else like that. Again, it's a 6.0. It's a 6.0, and it's a
for that title alone, JD, you got to get it, man.
There's a lot on eBay right now.
Well, yeah, it's not, these aren't rare by any means, but I'm staying away from eBay fees and that, and eBay prices are absolutely on their own. But I will say that a 6.0 in this book, it's not going to go 5,000, but I could see it going 45, possibly 4,700. My top on this is a little lower because there are so many of them. And I think if I negotiated one at a con with maybe a few people buying a few other books, I might get a better deal. And yes, I do that. I use my friends with more money so I can get better deals on books. That's just how I roll.
I'll tell you, I really like to hear, JD, when Golden Age collectors tell me that they're staying away from eBay. I love hearing that. I think more should stay away. I think all the Golden Age collectors.
You guys buy on eBay. There are great deals we have on eBay. I think eBay has some of the best deals. On books. I do. It's not that I don't buy on eBay. What I see selling on eBay is selling at new records, new highs. When I do see a discount, like I'm looking at a raw book right now. I just drove the price up from a reasonable price, and I just said I'm going to triple this right now just to get these people out of the way. I know where this thing's going to trade. I'm going to try to get it. I get it out of the way, and I'm still outbid, which means that where people are collecting different kinds of books, and this is one of those.
There are people though who don't buy on eBay because they don't trust it.
Yeah, that's good. I've been buying on eBay for years. I'm very careful and selective, and I've scored so many awesome rare Golden Age books on eBay. I got my all new 8 on eBay. That's the one book that people hit me up the most to see if I'll sell it, is my all new 8, and I got that on eBay. This all new 7 I got on eBay. I get so many good books on eBay. It's just, I love eBay.
I've been a member of eBay myself. DS February 14th, 19.
So there's 8 of those Supermans on eBay right now. So to me, that's a dream because you can negotiate the heck out of these people.
Haggle,
'Cause
make
they're like,
offers.
Yeah.
you know, you can't,
Private message too.
they can't be like, no, it should be this. And because they know, like, well, you see that other one is the same price and it's better grade. So why the heck would I do that? You know, it forces them to be into a corner, which is pretty
Just
nice.
communication with these people. Like when I got this Master Comics 22 6.0 upgrade here, I mean, that was the thing. If you have communication, you know, they may not have the make an offer button, but go ahead and send them contact seller, you know, ask them a question, see if they'll work a deal out. And sometimes they will, you know, they'll offer you that discount and then you can make that purchase.
I actually buy most of my original art now off of eBay, so or from Anthony. Okay, so next is what do I have up there? Batman 9, I
Yeah, it's a
assume.
classic. You know, got the whole spotlight. You know, the cops are trying to look for Batman and Robin to see if how Bruce Wayne's educating his young ward. You know, and seeing what's going on in the nightlife. And man, classic. What do you think, Michael? You love you
Well,
some Batman.
I used to have a couple of these, and I'm telling you, it's come a long way because used to be able to get these cheap.
I still think it's overpriced at this price, though.
I
I
think
wouldn't pay $1 more than that for this book ever. Thousands, not thousands, but I see this book. You'll see, go to any big con. Well, when we do,
yeah.
you'll find 5 of them easily. And the 3.0 is the most common grade for this book. 3.0, 3.5, and stuff like that, the most common grade. 3.0s, 3.5s were selling just under $2,000 less than 6 months ago.
I'd say
So I'm not going to jump on any higher than this price.
I think if this was $2,000, that wouldn't be insane, in my opinion.
I think anything higher than
Classic. I think it's a classic.
I think $150 more is overpriced.
Yeah, but it's got that spec to it, JD, because when they come out with that Batman Christmas movie, this is the book right here, first Batman Christmas story.
That's true, and I didn't think about that.
That's
why you know, forever in the golden age, we didn't really worry about what was going on with the movie. Now we have to, right?
That's a book I'm looking for, number 7.
Well, there it is.
Marvel Comics.
Well,
Now-
what are you waiting for? This is a tough book to find.
Why the heck would you bid when there's 12 days left?
It looks like a 2.5 with no
Michael. They'll learn eventually that me and you, man, we refreshing that page like a minute till.
Yeah, you wait as long as possible.
Well, let's
Unless I want to price, you know, sometimes I want to price myself out as quick as possible. If there's a bunch of other stuff I want to buy, and I'm like, but I want this too, I'll be like, okay, I'll throw up a big number, and if someone outbids me, then I know
so be it,
I won't need to look at it anymore. Sometimes
the thing is, you got to get over to that next auction because sometimes these auctions, like DS talks about, they're going back to back to back. I mean, these, especially when the fucking faucets are going, it's like shit. I got to have every freaking faucet I want in like their own tab, ready to go. You know, it's pretty crazy.
Where do we see that one? I mean, this is pretty. There's only 50 or so on the census, from what I gather, but there are very few blue labels. Only 30 blue labels, give or take.
I mean, I'd have to look at it closer.
There's 33, but I know there's not 33 because I know a guy who sold a book where you at, and that's what happened. So I will say there's about 25 blue labels out there.
There's things with this book is weird because like. And it depends how picky you are. I'm pretty picky. Like there's a bunch of text on the right side, and more often than not, it's cut off.
Yeah.
And you know, some people that doesn't bother them, but I like to. It seems like a defect if it is for me. And then you know, this is in the big holder. I would probably crack this out if I owned it, so that doesn't really bother me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't you open up and read it right away?
Unless, I mean, if it's brittle, I probably wouldn't, but I don't think it's.
Do you use the archivals, Michael? Do you use those archivals?
I use you know, your normal 2-ply whatever Mylars, and then I put that in the archival.
FYI, the page quality is creamed off white. It's unrestored, tape on interior cover if that comes into play with you. I kind of think this book probably my DS. I mean not DS Nights. Am I crazy to think 2,700 to 3,000?
I wouldn't be surprised if it hit that.
Okay.
You know, I would say if you're getting it for less than 2K, then it's probably a good deal.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily like you're gonna flip it or anything, but you know, you're not getting ripped off.
All right.
That cap's pretty nice.
That's what I want to go over next. Is this book here? It's a 2.5 of a lot of people's top 3 or 4 Schoenberg caps. I like it. It's a classic. Let's just be honest about this book.
Sometimes there's a lot of these at once, and that can go against it. But if, depending on how many there are available now, that would push it up a bit. I would say 2K wouldn't surprise me, but you know, I'd be careful going past 2,500.
Really? Am I that far
It's
off?
only 2.5.
I mean, I guess that's into play, the Captain America 2.5, but it's 28, and it's not like it's not a loved book.
Well, it's the thing. It's like the Superman thing where there's just so many awesome covers.
Yeah.
That, you know, it really only shoots up there when there's not many offered.
Okay, so Knight, DS, you consider this dark GA, I assume?
Yeah, I like this one. The only reason I don't own any of these is because I don't want to pay timely prices for a dark GA cover. But yeah, this is one of the better ones to me and timely collectors, and that's why I don't own it. But you know, these sort of creepy dark cap covers been selling pretty well. I wouldn't be surprised if this goes over 2,500, honestly. Now there's a note on there. I can't see what the note says. Maybe covered.
I'll find it right now. I have it up right here. The notes of it are cream to off-white pages, cover detached.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I think 2,500 is. I wouldn't want to go more than that, but I would not be surprised to see it go over that, especially in this market.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a 2.0 on a couple of 2.0s. 2.0s never haven't broken 1,500, to give you an idea. So they'll give you that.
It
that
does
was last year.
Look very
no 2.0 has ever broken 1,500. The highest price for a 2.0 was $1,225. So I kind of think that this book is probably at its peak, and I kind of think because it's a detached cover, if I'd rather have a 2.0 attached than 2.0 detached, I always think they should have a different label for detached covers. Just my opinion. It's not an intact book.
Depends too. Yeah, because actually some people hate detached covers.
Me.
Oh, you might. I love them because it keeps them at a 4.0 max.
Right.
So it could look like an 8, but it's detached. So I'll take that for a 4.0 price.
I will too.
This Marvel is very nice.
Now this is a 6.0, and don't think it's ending here.
For sure.
This should say 1942, the invasion of New York, and this is very great cover by Schoenberg. Yeah. Knights, tell me more about Marvel Mystery 33.
Okay, well, this is one of my favorite ones. This was one of my first timelies I ever had, so I'm going to buy one again someday. I don't know if I need a 6.0, but what makes me love this one so much is there's no pesky Toro on there.
Ah, yes.
They're attacking American soil, which is always cool. You know, and part of liking a lot of timely war covers, you're going after things that appeal to different generations, you know. So the more stuff that kind of fits that boat of like being a conversation piece, you know, you got the Empire State's building there, you know, Japanese attacking, you know, it's like, did they ever get on America? No, you know, or well, I guess one got bombed. Oregon or something. That's as far as they got. But you know, the more stuff like that, plus this is high grade, you're going to be competing with some high grade collectors up there for this, and it's really nice. It looks very presentable. So I'd say it's a cherry. It's a nice little, you know, this should at least be 25.
I'm going to throw 3,500 out there.
I think that's warranted, but You never know.
I'm not saying 4,000. I'm saying 3,500. The way time is having
is it's also the cover of the coveted Marvel Annual.
Yes, I was going to say this is also this cover has been used before. Now it says centerfold detached.
This is the first.
Keep it a little lower. I'm going to stick to that 3,200 piece. Cream to off-white pages. Pretty good. It's solid. Again, with centerfold detached doesn't bother me as much as cover attached.
And this did come out before the annual. Yes.
You want to know what I think of it?
Go ahead.
All right. I think this cover is subpar, and I'll tell you why. It's off-centered in a way that it's not a balanced layout. This is one of the worst layouts of Schomburg's, in my opinion. Yeah, the content is good, but the layout is terrible. You've got that plane halfway showing all the way on the side, angled down, and then a torch sort of above it. It's a very off-balance sort of cover to me, and it doesn't, I don't know, there's something off about the layout of it that's off-putting to me, and I don't like it. And I already don't like World War II fan, but I just think that cover's not done. The layout is weird. I don't like it. It's unbalanced or something.
Okay, I'm skipping the next two and going right to Super Snipe. Kind of hard book to find. It's the Hitler Tojo Mussolini cover. Sends him to hell. It is not a very famous character. It is, it's a Street and Smith legend. Do you follow this this character?
Super Snipe here, Super Snipe Comics. I sure don't. Do you know the publisher? I don't even know the publisher.
It's Street and Smiths.
Oh well,
Knights.
No clue.
I feel like this doesn't come up that often.
Very rare. Very rare book.
A 6.0 just sold for over $6,000. I think this is a $3,000 book. As far as Hitler covers go, this is one of the more sought after and harder to find, and it's a very sort of novel book. So yeah, I think $3,000 for that.
Excellent. The next one we're going to go. Well, I'm going to DDS right now. As if you're a Golden Age collector that doesn't just care about the cover but cares about keys in the Golden Age, this is got to be considered one of the top keys of the Golden Age. Yeah. Of the least dark GA. Yes, take it from here.
Yeah, when it comes to PCH, there's really only one publisher that has legit keys, and that's EC. And of the EC keys, this is at the top of the list. This is a highly sought after book, and it's not super easy to find. I think the prices are up and down on this book a lot. I think what I would value this book at is like, I don't know, 1,500 to 1,800, but I think it will go for more than that just because I haven't seen a bunch recently that looks like as good as this, but it's a legit key and it has a lot of demand. But, I think 15 to 18, I think it's been going a little high lately.
I'm actually going to go even higher. I'm going to go to 2 to 22. And the reason of it is I just want to bring up, again, it's not the most best presenting or anything else like that. And it's cream to off-white, not white pages or anything else like that. I think it's got to be $2,000 and maybe some competing right there. They're not rare. We understand that. But it is a key. And even if you're not necessarily a big time, you're not like DS and go after the dynamics and the punch 12 and everything else like that. Even if you're just collecting keys of books in general, this is absolutely a key book to have. First Crypt Keeper. It is what's the other first? There's another first appearance in this too, right?
Well, there's the first Old Witch.
Yeah. Old Witch, that's the one I forgot.
And there's the first in title of all those, and there's the first horror cover that EC did is sort of like a key. I'll tell you, ECs are common, but among EC collectors, the early ECs are much less common. Yeah. So compared to ECs, that one is tougher to find.
Mm-hmm. I know you all remember the Crypt Keeper, man, because Crypt Keeper used to say, tonight's tale, tales from the crypt.
Can you look at that real quick again?
Which I'm going to do 5 more books.
I just want to see that cover one more time of the Crypt Keeper.
Well, he's not on the
He's
cover.
not on the cover.
It's
Right. He's
But
on the titles. He's
sorry.
on the title splash of the horror story.
Yeah, I just meant I wanted to see this book. To me, that's a nice copy because you don't see. Sometimes this book does, because I kind of keep my eye on it. And that's saying something because I don't even collect these types of books. But it often I feel like you're getting raw copies or restored copies. I don't really see high grade ones or nice presentable ones like this.
There are 5 9/8s, 4 9/6s, 2
Well,
9/4s. This I have seen a 9/8 of this one. I've seen it at recently as Baltimore, and it was only there. It was a private collector. If you went over to David Adams' booth, they had one behind the counter that was brought in, waiting for a private collector to come pick up.
Probably 6-figure.
2K though, 2K for a nice book like this, a keys.
I think 2K is fair because of its key nature,
Yeah.
but it's not rare.
Because you're not going to get a copy of this that's at all presentable for much less than $800 or $900.
You won't. You
One
won't.
for 800. I mean, the entry level on that book now is like $1,200.
Yeah. So yeah.
The next book I wanted to bring up, I didn't think it was going to jump this high this quickly. This book was not 1,052 about a half hour ago. The Flame, and I'm going to show The Flame number 6. It's a Fox 1941 Fox publication book. If you know Fox publication, they are on fire as far as publishers go. All of them. I don't care if it's a Jungle Book or not. They're all on fire right now. The Flame is
that a pun?
It's it was a good one. The Flame 6 is actually pretty scarce, and I know they use the word scarce there on these auction sites quite often, but they recently started trading, and a lot of that had to do with the value. The Edgar Church is a 9.2. The next one is an 8.0. There are only 17 on the census. Okay, 15 Blue Label, but they're only those on the census. They're only, like I said, there are only 15 of them. This is very scarce, and it's never been a very sought after book for some reason, but I've never seen it in live.
2.5.
It's not bad. I mean, I'm trying to find what's wrong with it. I don't see the only indication I have it's just unrestored. No comments, nothing on the label. It's George Tuska, early George Tuska work, who, if anybody's fan of Silver Age Avengers, whatever like that, your Black Knight, first one by the great George Tuska. And as well, if you're a Golden Age fan, we all know who George Tuska is. This is about where these were trading not that long ago. So I'm kind of confused if everybody just found out how really scarce this book is. Because I always thought you can get this book at a reasonable price, or any of the Flames, and it was a poor man's torch. That's what it was. It was a poor man's Timely. Came out the same time, around the same age. There's only 1941. They all came around the same time. I mean, Torch came out 2 years before, but they were obviously active in the Marvel Mysteries and on all winners and stuff in 1941. But I'm actually kind of thinking, well, it's already a record for that price, for that grade. I could easily see this thing go a little, I don't know. I'm actually completely flabbergasted that it's already 1,000 with 10 days to go. Anybody else ever follow this?
I say 2,500, JD, 2,500.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I think the Fox books have gained a lot of popularity, and they typically only have
up 2, 3, up a couple. I know this may not be golden. Is this golden because that's the first crypto? Adventure Comics number 210.
It is. It's
3.0.
1955. It's still golden for us. Yeah.
Little atomic golden age. So if you want your crypto, go get your crypto.
Yep. The other book of the 5 I wanted to bring up, I have to bring this up for DDS here.
DPS. Wait, who's DPS?
DS. This is an 8.0 old label. Dark Mysteries number 2. Classic skull cover with fire, fangs, and fun all over it. Tell me what you think, and I'll be honest with me on this one.
Hollywood.
This is very highly sought after right now. This book is way underpriced. Am I right? and its current price of 901. I can't believe this isn't
Probably like I think probably I don't know 2,000 on this. Yeah, it's a high grade. The Dark Mysteries are kind of tough-ish. There are better skull covers out there, but this one's definitely cool. 8.0 white pages is pretty nice. It's going to be sort of like a status symbol, like, hey, look, I got an 8.0 white pages. But the book itself, if that was in a VG, it'd be like, $600.
right. Now, is this a crack and open and take a look at it? I mean, to be honest with you, it's an 8.0 old label, harsher grading at the time. You might be able to pull a point, a half point, and maybe even a full point.
The danger with that is losing the white page designation, because you go to an 8.5 off white to white. Is that better? I think an 8.0 white page is a white page on a pre-code horror book is pretty tough. I would probably leave it alone. And that sort of CPR value is built into it if you want to sell it down the road by having the old label. I would let somebody else pay extra for the old label than the CPR it myself, especially as a white pager.
Okay. And the final book I'm going to show, because I was going to show my Jungle book, but I'm not going to do it because everybody's driving me nuts, and it's coming up, but I'll show it at the end of it. The reason I show this book here is the only comic drawn entirely cover to cover by the great and one of our favorite artists here, the great Frank Frazetta. I have to let Knights take this one as the original art owner.
I think DS is better suited for this.
Okay, go.
He's really been following Frazetta, like at least maybe 3 months ago you were.
Yeah, I mean, I've been following Frazetta for a while. Yeah, this book has its fans, but there's not a lot of people. I don't say a lot. I don't know, how do I say this? There's not a ton of people that want something that is Frazetta cover to cover. They want something that is a knock your socks off Frazetta cover. That's what they want. They don't care that it's cover to cover Frazetta. It's sort of like Stan Lee tells you how to write comic books. It's like a novelty thing, and that's the only value it has, because the cover is not great. But there's fans for it. But I don't think this is going to go as high as you guys think, honestly. 5.5.
The girl's nice.
I kind of
it's not one of his better covers.
C2E2. Just before you got to the bathroom area, there was the guy with the booth there. He had 2 of these copies, a 5.0 and a 6.0, and the 6.0 was 1,000, and the 5.0 was, I think, 750. And I was literally debating between those two. And this is a 5.5, my grade, and I think 900 is actually reasonable because there are a ton of these. So they are.
I think $1,000 probably.
Yeah. So you're saying a 5? Where would a 5? What was that? 5.5?
5.5.
Where would a 5.5 of any of his those more funny or whatever those
famous funnies?
Yeah.
5 of a famous funnies probably be $5,000. Like a famous funnies 213. Like one of the better ones would probably be $5,000 or $6,000. Yeah, a Beware 10 PCH book of his that I have, a 5.5 of that would be $3,200.
Okay, I'm just going to show 2 more books because I forgot I jotted this one down for DS. I
want this, but it has slightly brittle pages, so I don't think I'm going to pay up for it.
You mean this Biro book?
Yeah, that Zip 3.
Okay, I was just going to show you saying this is a great robot cover. One of the
it is.
I actually know that this is scarce because I know an owner. I know an owner of this exact book.
Yeah, I've been looking for one for years, and super tough. I don't want this is going to go for a lot of money. It's going to go for like $2,000 or something. I don't want to pay that for a slightly brittle.
Yeah, he wanted for this book before he put it on there. He thought he should have gotten 2,000 was his asking price, and nobody was biting. He used to have it on. He couldn't put it on the CGC website. It's his only CBCS book. I know the owner of this one. He put it in here, and I was actually, before you do it, let me talk to you. He said if he's not, and I was like, well, in reality, and then I didn't realize the page quality. It was until he told me, and that's when I said, my man DS doesn't like paying that. But I know the owner of that book, and
if that was a 3.5 off white to white, I'd do $2,000 in a heartbeat. I wouldn't even think about it.
Right.
Off white.
Here to me is the underrated, undervalued, hard to find, more fun number 74. Yeah. Second Aquaman, Green Hour, Dr. Fate cover at $750 and a 3.0. Sold. I'll take it right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy that if it doesn't go up.
I think it's going up. I think it's doubling, probably doubling plus another couple hundred. I'm thinking 1,800 for this book. It's not. There's really no key factor other than it's second Aquaman, but it is a gorgeous cover. I mean, it's just if you're a Dr. Fate fan by any means, or if you even like these guys, it's both Green Arrow's second appearance. It's Aquaman's second appearance right there. And if I'm not mistaken, this is one of the, Howard Sherman, who did all the covers, correct? Is that right?
I don't know.
Yeah, Sherman did all the Dr. Fate covers, yes.
Okay, good. And the other thing is there's a whole half-page ad for an All-Star Comics 8. So those people that collect the true first appearance of Wonder Woman, this is the first time of the cover of All-Star 8, which doesn't count. It's not an appearance of Wonder Woman. Stop saying that. People drive me nuts.
Oh my god!
As a Dr. Fate fan, I really dislike the new helmet with that isn't full face.
Okay. The last book I'm going to show. The last book I want to show. Well, I'll show the Terrifying Tales. LB Cole. I'm at the 10.
Yeah, worst devil cover ever.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Don't go crazy just because it's LB Cole.
Terrible.
I hate this cover. I hate those. There's a Spellbound 3. This is it here. I've owned this book, and I had Spellbounds 3 through 7. This is going to go higher. If you're a Russ Heath fan, this is in the top 10 Russ Heath covers. It's The Worm. Spellbound number 3. It's an atlas. I love this book. It's just, I've had it already. I'm not messing around with it again. If you're interested in this book, it's not going to go at $650. This is again, I'm going to go to that 1,500 to 1,800 range. Depends on if there's a fight for it. This isn't the Ditko worm. This is the Russ Heath, the Ditko animal. This is the Russ Heath worm. I think this is the better cover of the two. I love the light shadowing on this one. It's gorgeous. I do miss having it, but I'm not paying triple what I actually sold mine for.
Yeah, I had a 5.0
at the price where it is right now. I sold it at $50 lower than that 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
I bought one. I bought a 5.0 off Comic Connect for $800, and then as soon as it got here, I put it on eBay for $1,500, and it sold instantly.
Nice.
And that was a sort of I don't want to sell it price, but I think this book will probably sell around 12. It's dropped a little bit. The dropped a little bit. I think probably 1,200 for that.
All right. So I'm going to close this part out here. I have to show a Fiction House for a Goodbye Jumbo Comics there. Fight Comics 444. I'll be honest with you, any Fight Comics right now, that they're all very popular in the Fiction House collecting. Not as big as the Riveted Planets, but certainly Fight is definitely title number 2 of the Fiction House, then Jumbo, and then you get into the Ranger Jungle fiasco going on. But there it is. I thought I kind of thought that jumped up. Legend. Before I close this out with the JoJo 11, I'm gonna end it for just second to last one. Talk to me about this.
This one I don't own this one yet, but
so you're looking at it, aren't you?
It's always on the radar. Yeah, I'm like all the golden guys. Oh, I may not think I know what's going on, but I really know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what this will go for. I still haven't decided what I want to pay for it. I don't have it. The red title pops on the yellow. Of course, it's that classic Hitler and and his little buddies. The Goebbels. Yeah, bunch of bastard Nazis. Anyway, that book though, dude, I don't know. Maybe like $1,000, but I don't know. Like it does have Hitler on it, and some people love old Hitler. I don't know.
So on the elephant cover, Cage, this is my favorite Jack Kamen cover by the Fox Publication, JoJo.
Nice.
I am bidding on this. I am bidding.
Well, damn.
That more than likely is my bid. I'm not going to say for sure. It probably is because I'm bidding higher.
Don't tell him.
This is I'm on a pursuit, and I know whoever, if you're watching and you're bidding against me, I'll take you out to lunch whenever this is all over. If you just lay back a little bit, because I know you're watching. Well, give me a break.
Damn,
you already
wild.
have 2 copies of this book, or you've already sniped me twice. Don't snipe me for the 3rd time. I'm watching. I'm keeping an eye on you. All right.
Who is this? A nice of old?
No, he's a watcher. He's not a panelist.
Oh, that'd be great.
But I usually get the message from him. Hey, I'm bidding on this thing on eBay. Oops, sorry about that. All right. So,
hey, JD, before you get over to Heritage Auctions,
sure.
Heritage, of course, one of the best in the Dallas, Texas area, about 30 minutes away. Good people over there. Me and JD talked to them before on the Mainframe Comic Con. I got to go ahead and skedaddle, but I want to say, to all the chat out there, thank you so much for watching Golden Guys, and just
can you close out by doing a little chat bye. So like go start introduce. You got to introduce the Drew.
Yeah. You got to do that. Let's give some shout outs here. We've got C. Holmes in the house. Drew Hild. Remember that other dude from Highway to Heaven, which I told him was Victor Felix, I think was the name.
Yes, he was
the guy with the beard and the Detroit Tigers hat. Classic.
He was Michael Landon's best friend in real life.
It also appeared with him in a Little House, Little House on the Prairie. Yeah, classic duo. But we got C. Holmes. Great to see Anthony Purdue, Bubs Comics, cracking people up in the chat. Man, everybody in here. Ricky doing the Discord link. Thank you so much, Ricky. Ricky, you actually got a package coming your way, Ricky. So be on the lookout for that, my friend. Ruben Guzman, man, it's great to see. He says Cowabunga fam. Of course, Jambo Comics was here. And, man, all the folks we mentioned earlier tonight in the chat, like, of course, Chris Barrett and everybody, man. Had a good night. But, man, JD, I'm going to go and I'm going to chat with y'all next time on The Golden Guys. And remember, thank you for being a friend.
Thanks, legend. All right, we got Heritage Auction coming up here. At DS, was it you or Knights that was going to do it? I didn't write down. Okay, when you're ready to go, we can share your screen. Let me know when you give me the go, no go.
Yeah, it should be working.
Okay. I just want to make sure your numbers aren't on there or anything. Anything you want to keep an eye on. Well, this is a book we got to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, I'm logged in, so you can see the stuff I'm tracking. But I just did Golden Age, the featured auction, Golden Age, starting at the highest bids, and we can go down and see. But so obviously the Batman 9.4 white pager. The current bid's 1.5 million,
which is what I said it would go for.
Yeah, so and it's still moving. It's got 1 day left, so yeah, it should pop a little bit more. I don't know, it might hit 2 million. Who knows?
I think it's maxed. I mean, if you spend 2 million on this book, go ahead, but you probably don't care about what you're spending on your books either. You got $2 million to buy a piece of paper, and you're pretty good.
We got a cap 1, the 8.5 off white. That's a pretty nice copy. 175 grand right now. 1 more day left.
I think that's breaking $250,000 because there's another one going for sale. I know that. The last cap 1 I talked to a guy about was a 6.0, wanted somewhere around the 70 to 80 range, and I further looked at it, and it was not only slightly brittle, it was something wrong with the centerfold. Like nothing affected story. It was just like something on the interior didn't look right.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice copy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, that's been strong sales lately too. Then you got your Wiz 1, 3.5. It's at 50 grand with 1 day left.
That's got room to go up a bit. That's going to go up a bit. The last 5.5 deal was around 115,000.
How much did you say the cap should go for?
That cap?
Yeah.
What I think it should go for? 2.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, can it hit 250? 250? Yeah. I think 225. Again, we're going to talk high numbers on books that we're not going to buy anyway, but I think 200,000. Will it set a record for a cap in that grade? Probably, because it's only a couple of thousand away from it.
Depends how many Bitcoin dudes sold to get this thing.
Well, yeah, and that's funny. Anthony and I were talking about a story, and I'll tell you this. Back at a con,
right
back
now.
at a con in I don't know if it was 15 or 16. Guy offered offered me 60 Bitcoin for a book. It was equivalent of $620. I turned it down. It was like, you know how much money you would have? I said, I would have got cashed out right there. That's me. What if I'm not going to hold the money and put it somewhere? I would like, I don't know what to do with it. Let's show that we could skip that Batman one. I mean, I don't know how to grade restored books on mega keys. I mean,
color touch, pieces added, tear seals, cleaned, reinforced.
Frankenstein. It's not a 6.0. It's Frankenstein.
There's a conserved first Robin for 19.5 right now with 1 day left.
Is that conserved? Yeah. I was gonna say if that was a blue label, I'd be jumping on that, but I don't have the money. But I would go crazy for that because I think that's the book with the most to grow. Of all the Batman books, Robin's coming. We don't know. It could be a sleeper. Robin's coming for sure because they want to do it Teen Titans. There's a lot of talk about Teen Titans in the DC and the Warner Brothers. A lot of talk about that. A lot of talk. They think that the appeal and the problem of DC has been too adult oriented, and they haven't kind of done what the MCU have, which is have the humor with it. I mean, the joke is that the DC universe, the DCU, whatever you want to call it, has been so dark and everything. So they did the Wonder Woman 84, who didn't have a single song from 1984 in it. And the jokes were stupid. And I'm not going to talk about that movie ever again. I was so excited. I really wanted it to be good, but
yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, we're going to skip that one. What else we got down here?
We got here.
That's what I want to talk about. That's the one I was looking at too. Before we get to the next book, which is probably going to talk a ton about.
Yeah.
This one here. This is your first Wonder Woman official appearance. There, I don't think was there anything on there. I couldn't. Was it say glue? A small
cover completely split and cover detached, so it's split and detached.
Okay, if it's
white pants off white.
Key hunters are going to go after this book. What's its currently?
13.
Honestly, I'm gonna give it the devil is due that it's Wonder Woman. It's a first key issue. It's the blue label, but that what means more to me is what's written underneath there. Someone's gonna buy that book for 15,000, maybe 16, maybe 17.
Nice 1.5.
Yeah, it presents nice.
Presents well because of the conditions that we just talked about. So key collectors are gonna go buying on this. I don't mean the app. I don't deal with that shit. Flat out.
Guys, pretty nice. Good color as well.
Yeah. The next book, the big one.
Yeah, Fantastic 3.
This is it. I will tell you right now, I predicted this book to go for 12,000, and I even had somebody bid 12,000 on it, and he's pretty pissed off at me that it hit 13 as soon as he was done. I don't know where this is going to go. I'm completely lost because there are people that are sitting there chomping at the bit waiting for this book more than they want that Batman one. I'll tell you that.
What is it going for really, though? Doesn't that...
No one knows. Oh, 15,000 sales stuff, about 50.
I'll tell you, there was a 1.0, all pages completely split, brittle, that sold for 13 grand last year on Comic Link as a buy it now. There was a 5, or not a 5, what was it? I can't remember. There was another one. I can't remember the price or the grade, but a 1.0 completely brittle, completely split sold for 13 on Comic Link as a buy it now. This one looks fabulous. Now it's missing the back cover. I thought 15 grand, but I think it's already at 15 grand
with all the fees. Yeah.
Yeah. What is it?
The current bid is 13 on this.
Yeah, but I thought it said. I thought when you had it on that other page, it listed the full price with all the fees.
Yeah, 15,600.
Oh, okay. Damn.
Now, I'm going to say this right now. I don't think it's got a ceiling right now. I don't think it does. I think I could turn around tomorrow and see that at $20,000 and it wouldn't floor me because it's a Fantastic 3. The only reason is it is the book. And of all the Golden Age, not action Batman tech, blah blah blah. This is the first one that's not a Captain America or anything else of a unknown or a non-known or not popular person. I mean, you can tell me that Samson is a key character and all that shit, but he's not. Let's be honest. This is the greatest artwork cover in existence in all comic books.
Yeah,
my opinion, and I don't know that many people who disagree with me.
Of all comics?
Yes. That is the greatest comic book cover.
Tech 31.
Tech 31 people talk about. What do you think? I honestly think
I prefer Suspense 3, to be honest, over this.
See, that's all good choices, all good choices. My personal issue is you won't see this book. I'll find 5 Tech 31s, maybe 50 Tech 31s before you find another one of these.
Best looking.
You will not find another one of these. We will not see another one of these trade. Probably. Well, it depends. If it goes for 20,000, we might see a flood on the market of the 16 or whatever. How many are there? 6?
No, there's
16.
Close to 20. Let me check.
Yeah, I thought it was 16 the last I checked.
Well, actually, I can just check on here.
They have that link now, right?
Go up.
15 universals on the census, 7 restored, 21 total.
Okay, so 14. If the 6, well, that's the Edgar Church. After the 0.5, there are 3 1.5s. If this breaks the 20,000 mark, which it can because of the with all fees attached, not that final bid, the all fees attached. If it hits that 20,000 mark, do we see the 1.5s finally hit the market again?
I don't know. I would like to buy a 1.0 blue label, but
you're talking maybe 20 to 25,000 now, which a week ago I would have said, oh, maybe you can get that for 15, maybe 16. Now we can't. A 0.5 back cover, but a very good presenting. That may be that might be the best presenting of the 0.5, 1.0, maybe up to 2.0, maybe even higher. So I just think that book is just, I have no idea where it's going to end up. It's going to shock somebody. This is ridiculous. This one makes me crazy. Is that a church copy or not?
I don't know. We'll see in a minute. Look how clean that copy is.
It's by far I looked at this and I said, there has to be something on this book. There's a dust shadow. That's the only thing I see. And that's why it's a 9.2. I honestly crack that shit out, send it right back to them. Say, I don't think it's a 9.2. Give it to a professional, get it done. Where do we think it's going to go?
It's at 10.8 right now.
It's ridiculously just the quality alone of that book. It's 10,000, 12.
Only 2 higher graded.
There's how many higher graded? Just the church?
Just 2 higher graded.
Oh.
That's it. Yeah, that's
enough. PCH, with the chambers of whatever.
Chamber of Chills?
Yeah. Is that going to go higher than the Fantastic?
What's the grade of that one?
It should be right around here.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, I'll go back up. I just want to see.
I didn't see.
There it is.
No, that's a 5.5, right?
Yeah, 5.5. I would say that'll go for about 7,500.
Yeah. Didn't a guy in the boards just sell one like a 6.0 for I think it was 775 or 8,000.
Yeah, I mean that's about what they're going for. There's a lot of copies of this out there.
Yeah, I mean I talked to one of the boardies yesterday. I talked to a boardie yesterday about this auction in particular. Is that why he sold everything for this auction? And he said, absolutely. And he was doing the same thing. He says, I'm after that Fantastic 3. I'm after this. He was after that one. But he flat out said, I just bought the 6.0 instead. I said, I'm not going to fight the auction. I'm just going to go out and buy it. And I thought that was a good move because he said he doesn't think the decapitation cover, this Fight Comics, by the way, we talked about this. I didn't talk about it on this show, and I promised I would. I have had a copy of this, and when I talk about turnover, I bought 5 Fight Comics off of a guy. I got a really low price. This was one of them. I got the run that his father had, and he came to me with the price. It's not a 9.4. It wasn't anything else like this. That book alone, I flipped in 7 minutes on the CGC board.
Yeah, that's real hot.
Minutes from the time I got it, open up in the mail. I says, let me see if I can get my money back for all the other books I bought for it. And then a guy emailed me right back, and he says, you probably could have gotten another $200 for that book.
Yeah.
You know, easily. He goes, I said, I don't know. He goes, that decapitation book is so crazy. People
Ooh,
love that shit.
There's a hit comic.
Yeah, here's a startling 49. 8.5. Current bid is 10.5. I think this should be around 15.
Really? I mean, that book is just it's 7-8 years ago. 7-8 years ago, this book, and I know it was a different world in comics, but 7-8 years ago, that book was popular. There are a decent amount of these, and 12,000. But the desirability of this book, the Bender robot, people call it. You know, I love that, but I kind of think this is, yeah, I think it does break that 12.5 total.
Yeah,
I think total. I'm not going to say current bid. I don't think it hits that. I don't think it goes close to 15,000 with everything into it. It's an 8.5, but we know where the 9s just sold, and they didn't hit 15. So.
Well, this one is at 10.2. This is a Lou Fine cover.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do you have one still?
I do have one. I have a 4.0.
Right.
No, I have a 4.5 off white to white. So I have a
Right.
really nice copy. So I want to see this one go really high. But this is better than mine, obviously. But that black cover, the Lou Fine artwork, this is a nice copy.
Great. It's a great
I
book.
love. I'm one of the weird guys who think the bubbles going through the title kind of add to the.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's such a classic.
Love that.
I love when it's breaking the fourth wall in its own right. One thing about this book that I've noticed is this 7.5, and no offense to DS, that's a tough grade to get in this book. I don't think you can ever get higher than a 5.
Well, there's not that many on the census. There's 25 blues on the census, and I have 4.5 over here.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see there's a lot underneath mine, and this is mine right here.
Right. Then you got the church copy.
And then there's, 5.0, 6.0, 6.5. There's a couple here and there. And that 7.5 is way up here. So there's 9.6. That's it.
I kind of think you're really lucky on this one because the 8.0 will not change hands. That guy buys and holds. And the church copy would fly off the shelves no matter what it was.
Yeah.
So I think this is the highest grade that will be available of this hit book that's currently graded. Not saying there's not raws out there. This is the highest grade you will see trade of this book in your lifetime.
Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, it's a super nice copy and a real cool book. And Lou Fine stuff's hot. That's a great book.
I'm not egging you on. I'm just saying.
If I didn't have a 4.5, I might have sold some stuff to go after that. But
nice.
I have a 4.0 of this.
Yep.
And I have a 4.5 of this. So I mean, I don't need super high grades, but
it's attractive.
So there's an Archie 1. I don't know. It's not Archie's first appearance. It's just an Archie 1. But let's take a look.
But that Archie 1 predate. What's the cover? He's the Jackpot, right?
Yeah, Jackpot 4 or 3.
Right. I think that's the first cover, right?
Yeah.
Before this.
Yeah, but it just has a little circle on the side. But technically, it's his first. But this one is selling for close to 10. It's at 10 grand right now.
This is a rarer book.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a low grade, but it is rare and a better Archie cover, obviously, than that little circle with his head in it.
This is a Grail almost as high as Pep.
I actually said that this is where is what's his name? Who's the Archie guy? Where's Gretzky?
Yeah, where's Gretzky?
He's probably bidding on it right now.
52,
He probably downvoted us and kicked us out because we're talking about it.
I'm surprised there's 52 blues on the census.
Yeah, and from what I've gathered about Archie, that some people bought multiple copies. If there was a family of like 2 or 3, they would spend the 30 cents and not share about Archie's. Because I talked to an older guy who's uncle used to read Archie and collect Archie, all the artwork, and we were talking about the artwork of Archie, the old artwork, how it's very, very expensive. It is absolutely, you would be shocked if you don't know original art. Old Archie stuff will outprice old DC stuff. That's how crazy it is.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a nice one. You don't see that very often.
Yeah, I mean, and that the fact that even exists is amazing because like people are still buying new Archie books,
right?
So,
and
like, if anyone sees that, they're going to pick it up and read it. All those years.
Right.
So.
Adults were buying Captain America. They weren't buying Archie as much.
Right.
When Archie's title came out, it was considered a kid's book. Yep. When you have a kid's book, you have children. Look how they treat everything in your house. It's the same thing with the comic book. They just destroy everything.
This one's at 8,700 with 3 days to go.
That's
I mean, it's probably going to be near 20.
Why? Look at the top. Go up to see what's wrong with this book because it's massive. Small amount of what? Dried glue. Effect story, missing page. It's missing a page. I don't like they graded this one.
It's not missing a page. It's
small
piece.
Okay. 10 grand a point for a Cap 3 because it stands for his work,
and it's also an awesome cover.
Yeah,
awesome cover. Schomburg's first time drawing.
Yep.
First,
and there's not many Red Skull covers in the Cap run. Really, there's only a couple.
This is one of the top 3 caps.
Yeah, I think this is one of the most desirable timelies.
Mm-hmm. I think it is. I think this is outside of Marvel 1 and Cap 1 of the timely. And no offense to you, Human Torch 1 and all that other stuff. That is it because it's the one that started it all, so to speak. It's got Stan in there.
And that
34, love this MLJ book.
I love this.
You taking a run at this one?
No.
I might, but I think this is going to be too crazy.
Wasn't there one of these recently that went?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few floating around. There's one I've been looking at, and I talked to the seller, but it's got a weird spine issue I don't want to pay. I'll buy it, but I don't want to pay what he wants for it. So we're not real close on price.
The color looks a little faded on this one.
No, that's the MLJ. It's not faded at all.
Yeah, they actually. We had Anthony on, and he said he spoke to somebody that they actually had. The issue with this was they used what's called dull inks because it was cheaper, and the MLJ was just cheap, But they spent money on artwork. I'll tell you that because this is one of my just terrifying covers. I personally, DS, think this is the most horror comic of the 40s. This is the most terrifying book of all.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And normally people think this is a double hypodermic, but it's really not. It's got gas is shooting out of the 2 holes. It's not a hypodermic.
And this was before everybody knew what was going on, remember? So this was just an amazing. Every bit of this book is phenomenal. I think DS. If you're bidding on it, I'm sorry, but I think this is going to go $10,000.
Yeah, I don't want to pay 10 grand for it.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
But yeah, I'll get a copy. I don't need a 5.5. I can get like a 3.5 or something. But yeah, I think this will surpass 10 for sure. It'll probably go to like 11 or 12.
Nice.
It's a good one.
It's a very good one.
I'm going to skip this Catman. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I had a question about this detective. Could you click on the detective?
The restored?
Something looked weird on the cover, and I was just curious what you guys thought was going on there, or if it was a glare or something. What is those white patches?
That's rice paper restoring it. That's exactly what the restoration is. Pieces added.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. When you Frankenstein a book, he can't match the color. You can't match it that way because then it's color touch and it's restored.
Especially right up here you can see it.
Is that what it says?
Match.
What does it say up there? Oh, extensive. Okay.
Yeah, restoration
Yeah.
includes color touch, pieces added, tear seal, cover cleaned, slight interior lightened and reinforced, white paint. So all that stuff doesn't matter because
Yeah, it
it's.
doesn't really have white pages. I mean,
But I still think there's a market for this because of the early text, whether it be 31, 33, 29. This has the holster. There is a market for the showing holster Batmans. He doesn't shoot the gun, which is
But the gem of this issue is the origin.
right. It's the true origin. It's the white pearls. That's what everybody calls it. And it's the one thing about Batman has never changed. It's always the white pearls on the floor. Remember that. It's true. I mean, it's true. It's every time the origin is told, the pearls hit the floor.
How much is this going to go for?
this is one of the infamous pink pages that Fox used. It's the
Yep.
same white pages on a Fox book. It's at 6,300 right now.
I remember this book about 2.5 years ago, talking to Rick about this book and what he thought. He said, this book, there are a lot. They're out there. But if you find one, and he mentioned the pink pages, he goes, that's a premium.
The
They
pink
like
pages are?
Pink pages are better than white pages.
He likes the other cover, I think. Doesn't
Yeah,
he?
well, I do too.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of any of them, but it's good artwork, but it's just not my style.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a classic.
She's definitely got the best elbows in this cover, though.
It's the top GGA book, period.
Is it the top GGA?
No.
Top 3.
Yes. To me, the top
I feel like the 7 Seas is
Spirit.
this.
Spirit.
Yeah, Spirit 22 is pretty good. This is up there, I guess. Yeah.
But like Infamous.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
probably is top 3.
Yep. There's also a teenage romance one that people consider to be one of the best GGAs out there.
I always thought her head was a little small in that.
It's her hair.
And
got a lot of-
you know, Matt Baker probably had to fix it.
There's Power. That's the one I want to see. The mask.
nice
You can't get a mask 1 or a mask 2. We got a Power 3.
Yeah, this one I'm watching, and I was going to bid on it, but I don't want to pay more than 45, and it's already at 56.
Does it hit the 6,200 range?
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
That's
amazing.
Now, the record, remember that 8.0, what was it? September, in the September auction, the 8.0 only hit 5,400. So
I know every one of these that comes up goes for more,
yeah.
significantly more than the last. Why can't I get?
That's a beauty copy.
Yeah. I'm going to look for that one. Because it's a hot book.
What is the deal with their sorting? Like, I looked through this auction the other day, and it's like Golden Age, and then art and blah blah blah, and then they do that like 5 times.
Oh well.
Like, what is the deal? I don't understand how you're supposed to know like which section of your Golden Age is like 4. There's 4 sections of Golden Age.
Yeah, they just do what they consider to be the best Golden Age. They do that first, and then the backup Golden Age is next. But they're not the same books all the
and
time.
then another backup.
Yeah,
The 7.0 of this book sold in November on this site.
yeah, like 44 or 46 or something.
Yeah, and it total sale was I think 5,500. So
Yeah, but did it look as good as that?
this is 6,200
Yeah,
easily.
what is this?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think 4,500 is a strong price for this. It's just an LD pull cover, and it's a good one, but I don't know. I mean, that seems like a lot for this book, really.
Isn't there a mask as well?
Mask 1 and 2, yeah. Is there a mask in this auction?
Oh,
You're right there.
Right here.
yeah.
This is going to go, I say it doubles before the end of it.
That's a pretty good one.
Because the other ones that sold for higher than this, remember what they looked like. Half
they had
tragedy face was missing.
Yeah.
In the comedy and tragedy that he has on top, half of it was missing.
Yeah, mine's got a chunk missing. I got a 2.5 with a chunk missing on the lower.
This is a more presentable, low grade.
Yeah,
you often see, except
it's
for
hard to say
the
what to go for, but I think probably in the neighborhood of 8.
Yeah, 8. That's what I was thinking.
8 to I might go. I'm going to take the over on that. I'm not going to put a number. I'm just going to say over because there's so many people I know that have been waiting for this book to ask one to come up that wasn't torn up.
Yeah, off white to white. That's rare for this book too. That's really nice page quality. The color.
I think the whites on the cover are not. So I don't care what CGC grades it. I'm looking at they graded it a 3 for the value. That cover presents, regardless of what the deal is going on with the spine. Nicely. That is probably the highest, the best looking white eyes and teeth of that book I've ever seen. Even photos of the book I've never seen look that good. Well, let's show Batman 9-0. We have to show that Batman with the gun 9-0. Okay, is this a Mile High on it? It's Billy Wright. Okay.
How's that a 9-0 with that crappy?
Because of the pedigree, and this is what I wanted to bring up. This is a gift at a 9-0, white pages. It is a gorgeous cover.
Yeah, look at all that shit on the side.
Yeah.
Right. This is
not a 9-0.
Overgraded book. And this is not the first time this book has been around. And I bet is there a reserve on this one? Did they put a reserve finally on it?
We'll go back in a minute, but even that top left corner has got some shit going on too.
Yeah, this book, if you don't, this was on the boards, and the conversation on the board, we didn't care about nobody wanted to buy it. It was because of the 9.0 price. The joke is how the hell did this get a 9.0? And we compared other books.
Yeah,
people brought in 7.0s and 7.5s of that book, pictures of them, and showed them on their site. Says, how is that higher graded than this?
It's possible it could have gotten worse over time.
Maybe that slab was kept in,
it doesn't look like a slab that's that old.
It went through the Dust Bowl or something because it's just shit. I mean, it's just not a 9.0. And
yeah,
CGC, it was back then. If you were to crack and press that, you're lucky to get a 7. So let's show Lou Fine.
Oh, I like this.
This is one of the most sought after Lou Fines. I would expect this to hit 8 or 9 probably.
Was this that one that there was like a 0.5 or something recently?
Maybe, I don't know. It's all these spot books are tough.
We were looking at one that had a significant issue. Maybe it was back cover missing or something, and it went for a ton of money.
Well, this cover detached, tape on interior, 3.5 off white, good color. I mean, it's a good looking copy. I would like to own this.
What is the what's the little stamp on the W?
What do you mean? There's a stamp on it?
Yeah.
Is it a pedigree stamp?
No, I don't know. I just wondered what it was.
It says something Burrow.
It was a 0.5 that sold in September, the same time the other book sold that we were talking about, not the Fantastic Three, the other one. The 0.5 sold for 3.
Yeah.
But this is definitely going to skyrocket up.
Oh, God, yeah.
I honestly,
if even that went for 3, this is going to be way more.
I mean, 52 to 5,500 is possible for this. I'm sorry.
I think it could go to 10.
No.
It's at 54. I think probably 8 or 9 on this.
If it goes to 10 at a 3.5, well, a 6.5 sold 2 years ago. On Comic Connect, they're still waiting for their book. On Comic Connect, it was a 6.5 from September of 19. Did sell for 15,000.
Yeah, see?
And an 8.0 on the same on an auction from March of 2018. Congratulations, you got your book yesterday. That was also Comic Connect. That was 22,000. Yeah. And that's before the big bump in the Lou Fine craze. So I kind of think you might be right about the 10. I honestly thought it couldn't break more than 55 to 6,500 at the moment. But again, with these books, we could do tight ranges on Caps and Batmans, and we could probably be right. With this one, it's the same thing I'll say about the Fantastic Three. I really don't know because of the rarity and scarcity of the sales of this.
And
I've never seen that grade in that book. Not that it's a high grade. I just never saw that grade. Does that make sense?
And when you're playing with, close to 10 grand already, adding another 2 to overpay 2K more to get it when you might not see it for another year or 2 is not a big deal.
Right. I mean, this isn't as scarce as Fantastic 3, so let's maybe
like that Wonder Comics.
Yeah. This is nowhere near Fantastic 3 rarity. And there's the
1.0 brittle pages.
Still attractive.
I wonder if this will go more than that Fantastic 3.
No, nothing's no, because they
It's pretty rough.
Didn't that last one of this go for insane price?
that was a higher grade though, wasn't it? It was Wonder Comics. Let me look here. I have. Let me
And
go.
Wasn't that like
I do. I have to look at the database.
that was like the last time it sold at all?
There was a sale recently.
Depending on the
Or
census.
there was a sale 2 years ago. A 6.0 sold for 56. That's the one we're talking about. But that was a 6.0. Okay, that is a little bit there. The original sale of the comic link of this one, the 9.4 4 years ago or 3 years ago sold for only 32,000. I kind of think this one is just like the other ones where we don't know where it's going to go, but I don't think it's breaking 6,000. It'll break 6, but maybe not 7. How about
I
that?
say 10.
I
Yeah,
can't,
I really don't know on that.
but $10,000 for one. I mean, it's a beautiful book, and it is a key.
How are you going to get it elsewise?
What?
You can't get it.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, you can,
I don't know.
but it trades. It's definitely not as rare as a Fantastic 3. It's not even close. I mean, as far as people getting rid of it to sell it, probably about equivalent. But there are 14.
I think you'd have to offer a lot more than 10 to get people
to part with it.
Yeah.
There are 20. There are 20. Well, there are 14 blue labels on the census, right? So there are 2 9.4s, a 9.2, a 6.0, a 5.0. Fantastic 3 has none of those numbers, you know. So,
well, yeah, I mean that's two different arguments.
Yeah.
And I think you're right. The Fantastic's worth more, but I do think that one could go for a lot.
this Planet One. There are Planet collectors now. Not DS. You're one of them. Admit it that this is probably way undervalued right now.
I think it's undervalued. I got a 5.5, and I think I got a deal on that. And then I look at this one, which is, slightly better than half as good as mine. It's approaching the price I paid for my 5.5. So yeah, I paid. This is the #1 sci-fi book in the Golden Age right here. And Lou Fine, Will Eisner cover, and it's just awesome. It's a 1939 newsstand book.
And you have to think about
what's that yellow? What's the? Is there something missing on the top left? Is it cut off on the corner?
A little chipped.
Oh, it's a little. Okay, from my glancing at it from here, I thought it was missing, like just by the weird, all the way down to the P. Looked like it was like that far over. Okay, it's just the way it looked. Planet Comics is, of the Fiction House books, it is the best one of the buzz by far.
How much do you think this will go for, DS?
I think 55.
Yep, six probably. Yeah, 55 to 6.
It starts getting to 6. I mean, that's what I paid for my 5.5. You know what I mean?
Right.
And how long ago? That was last year, I think, a little over a year ago.
People are bored.
I paid 62 for a 5.5. I thought that was a steal for this book in a 5.5. I think maybe because mine had color touch removed, and so there's some spine ticks that are back that were colored in that are now there again, but it doesn't bother me. It's just back to the way it was anyway. I don't know, 5.5 or 62, I feel like was a good deal. And now I see a 3.5 starting to approach into the 5s. So, yeah, I think 55 is a fair price. It's a big book.
I think it sells for the price you paid for your 5.5.
I would love that, because then I will list my 5.5 for $9,500.
There's enough chatter about that book, Planet One, between the Fiction House and the Planet collectors, that people are buying multiples of it. Because not that they think it's just going to go up, it's because it's so loved. There's the terrific.
Yeah, and now here's something that GPA is a reason why you got to be careful with GPA. Because, yes, it's a 3.0 off-white, but this is a subpar 3.0. And I'll show you what. Most of it's at the top. But the colors are good. It's decent looking. And then you get to the top, and the price is torn off up here, and there's
Robert Carter ruined it.
it was like Robert Curtis, and then somebody scratched his name out.
Because it's not his no more.
It looks like his name's in pencil, but then ink is scratched. So, I mean, that terribly detracts from. Now in GPA, you won't be able to tell when this sells for, 55 or 6,000. It was a subpar looking 3.0.
And we, if you're really interested in a terrific 5, you can wait. There are. I do. It's of all those books that people say they never trade, and people always say this one's hard to find and it doesn't trade. This one trades a lot, right? DS. This one trades quite a bit. I've seen our friends absolutely do this one back.
Yeah. So this one, there's like 50 on the census for this, so it's not as rare as some people think.
Welcome, Cap.
37 and 3, so there's 40 total on the census. I mean, it's around. I have a 2.5 that doesn't have as good of color, but also doesn't have any of this crap. So about even.
Yeah.
But I would rather have mine because it doesn't have this scratched out crap up here.
Yeah, I someone's gonna pay 6,000 for that book and not be happy.
Yeah, I mean it's a good book, but yeah.
This is the thing that drives me nuts. Don't even show that Larson pedigree. I want that pedigree taken off the market. Keep going. Half of them are restored. Bullshit. It's not a pedigree because it's supposed to be one owner. If the one owner had it, I mean, the whole point of pedigree is it's a bullshit pedigree. I disagree with that one completely.
Yeah, and there's just a bunch of like Superman, Batman, no real key.
Yeah, the action is pretty cool. There was another book, War Fury. There it is.
7.0. That's pretty tough for that book.
Yeah, and
I don't know. Let me see. Two higher graded.
But that book, let's click on that one. Get the zoom in on there if you can, because that's a white pages. I would say that's a really high grade for Don Heck's book. That bullet head looks awfully familiar.
Yeah.
This
Don Heck signature.
3.
When
damn.
Reese and I got, I'm not going to get into it. Well, Reese had this might be that book. Was asking for this book 7,500, or at least the 7.0 white pages. I think this is that book.
I think maybe
7,500 for it.
No, I
said you're way too high on that book.
It looks like I think 35 is a good price for this, but it looks like it might go higher than that. But it's not going to hit 7. It might hit 5. I'd be very surprised if it hits 5.
I honestly would be shocked if it hits 5. It's not outside of the Don Heck cover and everything else there. It's really irrelevant.
Can you? Yeah, that's a nice. That's
the Cap Shark book, man. I know DS is staring at this one.
Yeah, I like this, but I have to compete with timely collectors. And big colors.
It goes for low.
It's already higher than I want to pay for it.
What's it at?
Good reds, good blacks. The colors are. This is a really nice copy, though.
Very good registration, which is off in this issue a lot.
Yeah, it is nice. Perfect, really.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What is it at? It's at 3,200 already.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't like it that much.
So one of the best caps, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And say it went for 4K.
Okay.
So put that in perspective, though. I mean, you got hundreds of Magic cards and like Pokemon cards and like video games selling for 10K and stuff every single day, over and over and over again. And like this is still the rarity and the prestige of some of these things. I think are comparatively underpriced.
Yeah, it's a good one. I don't care that it's capped, so I would pay probably 2,500 for this. But it's at 32 and it's going to go higher. So yes, I like it, but I don't need cap. If this was just some random ass Dark GA book with just some random guy here, I would buy it for 25. But now it's got cap on it, so now it goes for 45. I get it, but I'm not a cat collector, so I don't need to spend my money on cat books. But I do like this one a lot. That's a nice book, and that's a really nice copy.
Skipped. Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
That's
211. A lot of people don't really like this one.
They call it the worst of the bunch, and I disagree.
Yeah,
I don't think it's the worst. It's not the best, but it's decent. I like it.
I like it.
I actually love the look on Flash's face and the guy,
Yeah,
the creature not having any color to him, only having shades to him,
yeah.
add to the creepiness of it. I think
And
this
I like the girl. It's a kind of a different Frazetta type of girl. I feel.
I like it. It's good. It's not the worst one. It's also not the best one, but it's in the top half.
And the back shadow.
113.
it's a 9.0. It has to break the 4,500 range.
It's got to.
Yeah, I think probably 45 is right. Let's see.
I say
It's at 26.
But I think there's another one for sale somewhere.
it's got to go for 5.
Check eBay. I think I saw one of those on eBay recently.
Yeah, that one's around a little bit more than some of the others.
That's the one that trades. That's the one I always like it. I joke with people. I said I like that one because that's the only one I ever see the most of.
How much
This
do you think a sealed copy of Contra for Nintendo sold for?
Oh, that's a
1,800. 1,800.
1,800?
Yeah.
No,
26,000.
yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, there's a lot of
What does an open copy play? I got one upstairs.
like a
I'm
dollar.
not kidding you. I have all my Nintendo games are upstairs.
Well, it's got to be
Silver
sealed.
Surfer, Star Wars. I mean, the rare ones too. I have the Silver Surfer game, which is the hardest game ever. All you Ninja Turtle players doing that one water thing think it's rough. Try the whole game being 10 times harder. Once you get hit when you're Norman Red, you fall off your board. You're done. Start over.
It's got to be sealed.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Yeah, this one's real cool. I like this one a lot.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Now, compared to your Dynamic 8, this is not as pretty, but it's as scarce, if not more scarce, because of the. I don't see this one trade as often.
All the Chessers are scarce. This one has 16 on the census, so it's about the same as the Dynamic. They're all scarce. All these Chessers are scarce, and this one is a really nice one. 3.0, unrestored, attached, complete, 2,500. It's
got room.
Yeah, that's tapped out in my opinion. I wouldn't pay 25 for it. Maybe 18. That's what I'm saying. I don't feel like this is a $25 to $3,000 book.
Neither do I. I think it's overpriced that it is where it is right now.
It's good. I do 18 on it, but that's what I'm saying. It's that's why I won't bid on that. I don't want to pay that much for it.
Great.
And it's not that I can find a better copy of this. It's that there are other books out there that I can get. And I can get something really cool for 3,500, and it doesn't have to be this. Some random thing. This one I like a lot.
Yes,
Yeah. Now, bring up the big picture on this one. I'm eyeing this one. Of all the Venus ones, this is the underrated because it's not anything else than the look on that evil woman in the back is so good. It is so.
Yeah.
I mean, it reminds me of Eisner, and I know it's not. And everybody says it's not. Who I forget who did this cover. This is
Phil Everett. You can see a signature down here.
Who is it?
Phil Everett. You can see a signature
Phil Everett, right? Yeah. I said if you look at the shadow of the evil woman, the shadows work for both girls, and there's no other shadow in the book on the book. No skull shadow. There's no anything else. Everything else is hashed. The drawn shadows, there are two, both women, and they almost mirror each other, just the opposite.
Yeah, it's good. And if you ever see this red, this is blood on her. It's not color touch or.
I was gonna ask about that.
Yeah, it's on all of them.
Huh.
It's like blood or something on her. I don't know, but it's on all of them. But yeah, I've been looking for this book for years. I probably will bid on this. And JD, I'll tell you.
Just go tell me right now.
This is well within my price range right now.
I'm thinking because I'll tell you what mine is. My tap on that book is
I was think she's looking mad because the skeleton.
Yeah, my top on that book is $2,000, so it's already past it.
Oh yeah, it's got more room for me.
Okay. I mean, but again, I've got like 16 books I'm going after. So
yeah, I may take this one, but this one is a realistic target for me. I may
3 pieces of art in there as well. I'm going for. I'm actually shipping art to Heritage. They're going to give me credit. They want one of my original art pieces that I'm not that crazy about. I mean, I'm not a Gambit fan, so now this MLJ, right?
Yeah.
This MLJ, I talked to Gator, and I think you were with me, DS. We were at Gator's booth. He had this book. I had a copy of this book, and his comment to me on this book was, if you see it, look carefully at it. And I didn't notice this. I've never noticed this before. The guy on the back with the miner in the back, they're in a mine. I had he's like, it's literally, they're blowing, these creatures, these little bat things are blowing up the mine. It's bizarre. It's
all about
so much going on this.
All about the red dress.
Yeah. And her bullet, or, but I love
this guy is wearing a swastika pendant around his neck.
that's coming off. Yeah. That's what everybody said. Watch the necklace.
They stabbed this guy in the back. He's stabbed in the back.
Yeah.
The plunger detonator, the coal carts back here. Yeah, this is a nice one. Again, this is JD. I don't know if you're going after this
I'm
one.
not going after because of I think there's something else on that book.
And the word
It's white to white, and it's at 21. I think that has room too. I like this one.
Oh, I just got a text. You know what that means? Somebody else has been on it too.
They don't, you don't see the word fascist on many covers either.
Yeah, right.
Right. That's what he said. He goes, top on this 20. He goes, I think I'm going 2,500, not much more. I already have an opportunity at a slightly higher grade at a 3,200. So
yes, I think there's room on this though. But
let me see how many 6.5s there are. I want to know if it's the same book that we're thinking of.
For 3K.
There's no 6.5s.
Okay, so he's going after a 7 for 35. So
yeah, well, there's only 3 higher graded than a 7. 6.0 though, there's only 5 higher graded. I mean, that's a high. There's 14 on the census.
There aren't that many books of this. This is the rarity. Well, that's what Gator told me. He goes, of all the MLJs, this is the one I don't see. So he goes, I see more PEP 22s than I do with that.
Yeah, this one's all right.
Nah, don't bother with that.
Most overrated book. Thousands of them out there. Thousands. Not really thousands, but that book you can't go a month without seeing that book on the boards. This book,
I don't think that is a Matt Baker, to be honest.
I have argued with everybody. I don't. The hair isn't curly enough.
The arms are terrible.
Right. It's not. I can't prove it. I asked CGC to how did they find the provenance that this is a Matt Baker, because when they first started putting that on there, I'm like, forever nobody thought this was a Baker cover, and then everybody says all Phantom Ladies, all these Phantom Ladies are done by there. I disagree, they're not, because if I look at the hair and the way she's drawn by all the Matt Bakers and all the Matt Baker of that girl Phantom Lady, or girls that look like her, the jungle ones he's done and the romance ones he did, all have the curls are much more tight. They're tighter curls. This bob cut haircut is something the Phantom Lady is not known for.
I think he touched up the face.
Yeah, he might have put his pencil on the boob, but that's about it.
Because they were having him. I got a new book, and it's pretty good. They talk about him in there, and they were saying how he immediately was touching up if there was a woman on the cover, he would at least look at it and possibly do something to it.
Mm-hmm.
So then, that becomes a Matt Baker cover.
Yeah, well, my Jungle 69 says Matt Baker cover, but I know Joe Doolin did the cover with him, because Joe Doolin was credited on that cover, and when the original art sold, it signed Joe Doolin and Matt Baker. So. But to leave Joe Doolin off the book altogether drives me nuts.
Yeah, That's cool.
This is if this is Frank Thomas, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Nice looking centaur. Damn.
right.
Well,
This is going higher. I'm sorry.
Well, I might buy this one too, but
Do it. I hope you get this more than any other person.
it's only a 1600. I think that's
I think it's got room to go, but I think you should consider it either way.
yeah. I am.
Might sneak by. I mean, there's so much great stuff in this auction.
Yeah, this is their best one. Wait till you get. I mean, I have a show with Billy Cox, Bill Cox. I have a show with somebody else coming up discussing the original art of this auction.
Oh yeah, there's so much.
And what we talked to the Heritage guys about the original art, and we gave them what our assessment of where these things were going to go. And one of the key pieces that we said was going to go, we put a top on it. 3 out of the 4 of us put a top, and one guy went a couple of thousand more. It is 10,000 more than our original assessment. So to give you an idea on that percentage wise, it's a 30% increase of what 4 professionals and fans and original art knowers looked at. There's one more. I wanted to see one more book that was coming up.
Wonder World one. What was that?
No, it was something at the. Well, yeah, we could do the Wonder World. There was one at the bottom. It's probably on the next page because it's a little lower. But it's a good book, and I assume you guys. It was. Is this the next page?
I mean, I just have it at highest price.
Oh, it's. Can you go to the next?
There.
Where's it at?
Yeah.
There it is. That's it. Yep.
I like that one.
It's got a lot of words underneath it, which is fine for you, but you can't open it because it'll fall apart.
Centerfold missing, effects stories incomplete, cover be attached to tape on cover and interior. 0.5 incomplete, cream to off white.
If it hits 2200, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Will Eisner and Lou Fine cover.
It's the first flame.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's the first appearance of the flame. You're right, and that's where my question in this one is: there aren't flame collectors.
Well, you just don't see this,
right? And that's why I say this is not as rare as. I mean, it's rare. It's very scarce.
It's the first Wonder World comic,
right? It's a big book. It's a big book, but I mean, big as in size as well. It's thick. It's really
should be 5K. But I don't think it'll get that high.
No, I think people are thinking this one's about 2,000, but when you see the incomplete in there, you can totally knock about $300 to $400 off that price, because a lot of us, like I'm sure Knights, I'm going to ask you, you don't like to buy incomplete books.
Well, if it's something that I think I'm going to get at a good deal and I don't ever see it, I will.
Nope, there's that there.
Because when you have that in your hand, and then the next 2 years you don't even see it for sale, you're happy.
This book, I was talking to a Wonder Woman collector. Mr. Gretzky. The person that looked at this book and saw it graded an 8.0. If you go to the top here, when this got an 8.0. The person who got the 8.0 immediately, who was looking for this book for years, saved up his money, got it graded, thinking it was going to get a 5.0.
Wow. It
got an 8.0, and he put it right here. He said, I could get 2 for what I'm going to get for this.
Yeah, it is an 8.0. It's a legit nice copy.
It's a beautiful copy. He thought 5.5. I only saw a picture of it, and I said, "What's wrong with it?" He said, "Well, it's got a lot of spine ticks on there, and it's rounded corner." He said at the top. Where's the rounded corner at the top? Top left. There's a little.
I mean, it's not really. I mean, a little bit.
Like, do they show? They don't show you the back on this one, right?
Yeah, they probably do.
Let's see the back on this one.
Heritage is good like that. Yeah.
Heritage is yeah, there it is. Okay. Yep, that's his book.
Yeah, I mean, it looks 8.0 to me.
Yep. Yeah, he was shocked. I mean, he sent it to Mike DeChellis for pressing and cleaning, and congratulations to Mike. The guy thought he was getting a 5, he got an 8.
Yeah, I think it's an 8. There's a little bit of wear on the spine.
Absolutely been pressed and cleaned. it's absolutely been pressed and cleaned, but he thought he was only going to get at the most. And when he bought it off of eBay. He said, "Yeah,
Yeah, that's a nice copy.
I just wanted to see it because I know he said he got an 8.0 of that one. We were talking sensations, so
JD, so here we
Yeah,
go.
all the Golden Age, the top priced Golden Age stuff. That's it. So, and you know what? Let me click on this because with the buyer's premium, this is at 1.8.
Oof.
1.8.
Damn.
which is just. Let's show that again so I can show everybody.
1.8.
1.5 was my top on this one. I wonder if they're going to max the buyer's premium on this. Because it's a computer that's telling you this now. But if you're spending 1.5 million, you probably are going to get a deal. And I'm not going to say for sure. I'm sure Heritage is calling saying. I'm sure they're calling Heritage saying you're not taking an extra 300 grand on this book. I want you to cap me out at 50, 60,000 or 70,000 or something like that. That's what does happen. I can't guarantee is happening that way. I know
ahead of time.
There's deals that right, but they don't ever show it on the auction.
Yeah,
show it on the auction. And usually if you're not in order to bid on this book, you had to be verified.
Yeah.
There's a verification step on this book. He can try to place a bid. You might be verified by now. But if they do the live bidding where they average, there's also going to be live bidding on this book, I think, as well, right? When it closes.
Yeah.
So the question is, there's nobody going to the live bidding because they're not supposed to have it. There's going to be live online bidding at the same time. We could get that $2 million. I'm going to look at that. I'm not going to include the buyer's premium on that book at the sale. That
over 2 million already.
What?
I mean, if you're in a state that charges 10% sales tax, it's over 2 million.
At the 1.8. I don't think I would consider that the true sale of the price because they're going to negotiate all that stuff down. I don't include taxes. I currently think it's 1.5 million where it is. The premiums don't come into play for me on that level of the book. On that level of a book, absolutely not. They're not going to charge a guy $300,000 to buy that book. He's going to turn around, or whoever it is, or she, or whoever. I want to go down that road. But I just there's something. It's known in the industry. If you have one of those big, huge, and I don't mean a Tech 31, I mean a 6-figure plus book, over $500,000. You're going to negotiate all that stuff beforehand. But anyway, guys, I think we
won't have to pay tax.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's the taxes. You can't negotiate that unless you just don't pay them. Absolutely great job. This was one of my favorite shows we did that I've ever done. And I was always reluctant to do this kind of stuff, but now I kind of think we've kind of become professionals at this. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. I want to thank you guys very much for
it's always fun.
Yeah, it's a good stuff to look at there.
Everybody in the chat, thank you very much. Sorry we didn't shout you out as much we did in the beginning, we did at the end. I want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you all for being a friend. See you guys probably next week. I think I'm good next week. I'll double check, but if I'm not here, I'm sure somebody else will fill in.
Good luck on those auctions if you're bidding.
Yeah. I have a few.
And we'll see what happens.
If I am here next week, I might have 2 pieces of original art, which are Star Wars related, which I am going to share with you because I always will. They're not from the Star Wars comics. They're artworks done by the famous people who did them, but they're over the top beautiful. And there's another piece Anthony's trying to get me to buy, but we'll talk about that later. It's Anthony. So love Anthony, and he might be on that next week as well. But I want to thank everybody for being here again. Thank you all for being a friend. Anybody want to shout anything out before you go? You got anything going on? Any sales or anything?
Did you mail all your books, DS?
Huh?
Did you mail everything?
From the claim sale? Yeah, everything's mailed out. I also, let me give a shout out to Shortbox app.
Gene?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff there. And I've sold a couple books on there this week. Really, really good platform, and I'm getting pretty good results when I list stuff on there and get sales. And I have 2 that I listed, and both of them sold within a day. So I was really pleased with that. So those both went out too. So yeah, right now I'm selling stuff, and then I'm looking at a couple of these items in the auction, and I'll probably make a big book purchase here soon. I've got some money to work with.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what happens.
I was going to ask you if you watched the value of Journey to Mystery 85 the last 2 weeks.
No, I haven't. I'll have to look at that. You sent me that.
Oh, boy, it's driving me nuts because now I'm like, I can triple what I paid for it in October of last year, not 2020, 2019. On Halloween, I bought it.
That's how you move it.
I also bought it in hand with cash from a guy, so obviously that wouldn't have been the price you would have paid on.
I've got that FF1 to figure out what I want to do with that too, because that's not a long-term keeper for me. But
I'd wait for the John Krasinski announcement if that happens.
That's good money sitting in that book for me. So we'll see what happens.
It's a great book. See you guys soon. Oh, and DS, if you have 1 minute just to wait after the close, I want to ask you something offline. So real quick. Have a good one.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend.
Sorry, I have to end the broadcast.